Uh, yeah. There was good things about catching the metro though.
I
Yeah.
tell you what, if them gas prices go up again,
Yeah, that's not gonna be fun for my wallet.
If the gas, trust me, if the gas prices go up, so will the bus rates. So
Yeah.
sooner or later, we're gonna be like the people in New York subway. We just gonna hop the turnstiles.
Now, the good
niggas is
thing
doing that
about
now.
catching the metro is I had time to do other things like drawer and Amazon, and which probably didn't need to be doing.
Mm,
I ain't gonna
Stuff
lie.
like that.
If I'm know I'm gonna be riding the bus or train for an extended amount of time, I take a nap.
That too. Naps was good too. Yeah, those were good. But now I gotta keep my ass awake.
yeah,
Uh,
because you're responsible now under the
Yeah,
house.
I hold lives in my hand.
Yeah. All right.
so
And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Dion.
what is happening, people?
Uh, we have Shining Wolf.
How to do?
We have Crystal.
Hola.
Material Life was here, but I'm pretty sure her phone's giving phone trouble, so I'm pretty sure she will be back.
It
So
might not be the phone. It might be this app.
Yeah, yeah.
probably this app done fucked everybody up. Oh, then Father done into the chat. What up, Father?
Just the man of the hour.
Oh, and then he goes
Wait,
back.
Yeah, I think it might be
I
the
guarantee is that
and then
material.
material life comes back, and as he drops out, and then wow, yeah, it's this app.
You,
I like waited a while to hope that all the names probably eventually deleted itself.
yeah,
Okay, that was okay. That's the wolf.
and oh yeah, both done it.
So okay, so what the
What up,
fuck
D?
happened to father?
I think he was usually when he's having trouble, he come in like muted and he can't hear nothing. So
Father fell into the twilight zone.
we're off to a great
Can
start.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
All right. Now how's everybody doing? Let's just get these.
I'm doing great.
I'm alright.
Grand as
Absolutely
always.
fabulous.
I'm good.
I don't like that my sinuses is acting up though. I think I'm developing allergies.
Well, the seasons are changing, so that I kind of expect that. So
Yeah, makes sense.
you know,
I don't
Still
like it.
have it. Still have the shit today.
yeah, it was kind of humid. So I'm gonna start off with the do you care right now. So do y'all care that I find this very petty, but do y'all care that Usher has a new video and he put Kiki Palmer in there, and I think it's about you know boyfriend something like boyfriend or some shit like that. Have y'all seen that?
Like I take your girl or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
I
Have y'all?
think I really don't care, but I think it's a terrible display of debauchery in black media. Because when the last time you seen some other group do that shit? I ask you, when's the last time you seen that shit? You probably haven't. I can't think of one.
Considering the whole thing with Kiki Palmer and Usher, and I guess her ex dude or whatever, shit's funny to me.
Oh, the
Yeah,
video.
Yo,
it's
I was
funny,
yo,
but it's
Dion,
fucking
that was my
stupid.
I
I
answer.
haven't
didn't.
actually watched the video, but I heard about it, and it's just like the shit's funny to
It's
me. I
just
don't even need to see
funny.
the video.
Yeah.
Just the
Well,
fact that he's even, has her in this video.
the
I
That right
video.
didn't
there
watch the
happened is funny to
video.
me.
Well, the video dropped today, and is
Yeah, well,
already
debauchery is funny.
it already has 2.2 million views. So the video
That's
dropped today. It already
crazy.
got 2.2. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look that up when we're done here.
Only
Still a
I
sad
didn't.
display
I didn't
nonetheless.
really. I didn't really care for the video. I saw a little clip on the film for Kiki Palmer and Usher, and I don't know. I just didn't care. Like I
I
didn't
think
feel
it's
like, oh,
corny.
I'm gonna go watch the video. Because the whole situation that happened, I feel like that situation's so old now. Like that video should have dropped like next day. Like you talking about 2 months later or a week later. I don't even know how long ago was that situation, but it
It's been
was
a
like
couple of
2 months
months.
ago.
It's been a couple of months.
Hmm. It probably was like 2 weeks.
Wait,
But it
matter of
just
fact,
feels like so
no, it's
long
been. I think
ago.
it's been 8 months, not even 2 months, like 8 months.
Hmm. And like it's like the video coming out now. I was like, oh, it's so old and played out. Like you're not even talking about it no more. It's like at this point they almost forgot about it. We literally had a whole Alabama brawl.
How
Like
many months it's been?
Kiki Palmer is so old that like the her whole incident was so old at this point.
Hold on, how many months you say?
I think this was like a month between
It's not that long
Oh,
ago.
the
maybe.
original
I
thing
just
between the
heard
King
about it.
Palmer
I
and
just heard
Usher and
about it
whatnot,
like
and now
yesterday.
It feels like 2 months ago. That thing feels
Damn.
like it happened so long
that's
Like
because
a
ago.
so
lot of
that's
shit
because so much
happened
other
since
shit has happened. Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like,
That's why I found it funny.
I understand, they're trying to like, build on the momentum. But it's like at this point it's so old and tired. It would have been different if she just at this point she's just a music video girl. So I don't even understand like why is this such a big deal for her to be just a video victim?
I just think she just did it to emasculate her boyfriend or baby daddy or
Yeah, yeah, she feeling salty and she wanted to show out. That's pretty much what that shit is.
yeah. But the question is why? Because she don't really need it. People know, like
And needs and wants is two different things with people.
Would you
You
like to
can't.
know
you
why?
A lot of people not. A lot of
you
people
know women
know.
don't like to be dumped, especially when this shit became as public as it did. Come on, man.
No, no. Do you want to know the real reason why?
let's hear it.
Girls don't
Let's hear
fuck
it.
with her.
The
Let's
real
hear it.
reason why it's the same shit that happened to fucking Aisha Curry. There comes a time in a woman's life when she needs the attention and validation from outside of her relationship, and that's
Oh,
exactly what
absolutely.
motherfucker
That's
happened.
facts.
But then,
That's
Like,
okay,
facts.
at that point, the relationship is dead. If you need validation
no, it's not.
from another
That's not
motherfucker other
true.
than your man, I feel like the relationship is dead at that point.
That's not true, Dion, because Aisha Curry is still married to Steph Curry.
What's y'all on that,
But
man?
let's all be honest. Before this new Kiki version of Kiki Palmer, none of y'all was looking at her or like not. I say none of y'all. I don't know if y'all was ever looking at Kiki
Actually,
Palmer
a lot of
as
people was talking about
a
Kiki
baddie,
Palmer.
but we always
I'm
seen
not.
Kiki Palmer like as just like the Keelan and the B girl. She was just
Thank
that
you.
girl, like just that girl. Like it wasn't like no like damn Kiki thick now. Kiki got boobs now. Like
Kiki, what?
Kiki was
Say that
that
last
girl
thing
that would
again.
walk around with no makeup on, acne popping. Like she was just that just around the
That's
way
not what I've
girl,
been
just a
seeing around
normal.
social media. People have been talking about Kiki Palmer for a good minute.
Do you want to know what I see when I see Kiki
After her
Palmer?
baby, like after she had her baby, this Kiki Palmer that be outside, she ain't never been
Depends
outside
on
like
the
this
new
before.
VP.
This Kiki Palmer, that booty cheeks be outside, her makeup be on point. Um, that is not the same Akilah and the Bee. That is not the same girl that be, she be fully dressed, she be covered up, and she be like, she's just that role model for young girls. This Kiki Palmer is that, she that new version. It's like she
Or
became a mom and
people,
she been outside.
yeah, people are just layered. Like people have layers. They're not going to be the same people that you see
Mhm.
5, 10 years
oh,
later down the line. You
oh,
feeling what
girl,
I'm saying?
sound like onions.
Bro, like
I
at
don't
some
think
point,
Kiki's
people gotta allow other
validation.
people to grow.
Yeah.
I don't think Kiki is needing validation. She is getting it. She is getting it right now. Like she don't. She's not like what's her name? Whoever the baby daddy, the version of Kiki Palmer he got. Child, that's not the version that left him. I tell him that.
I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I think he had every right to be angry at the situation. I don't think he should have put that out on social media.
Yeah,
No,
I think a lot
he
of dudes
has a
agree with
right.
that.
No, he had a right to be angry because that is his right. But it don't matter because she has a right to not give a damn, which was her right, and she did not give a damn, and that's why she left his ass.
I kind of don't even really think it's that. I just think it was way too publicized because everybody and their mama got an opinion about the situation.
I don't even have a
So
full
when
point of
you
view
do
on
that,
this.
like,
So I'm quiet.
yeah, when you do that, you look at your significant other a different type of way. Because why couldn't you just talk to me about this in the privacy of our home, especially when you know that she just had a child? That's my only thing. Because if I was in that situation, that shit is private. Because I don't want people to make it seem like I'm the one tripping over nothing. A lot of people like
Yeah,
to
man,
value themselves with that shit.
believe it if you want to.
Straight
That was her
debauchery.
alibi to get the hell out of Dodge. She probably was already been done tired of his ass because
Okay,
that little
first
bit
of
of
all,
thing
he
right
dumped
there could
her.
be
You
done.
do know that, right? He
He
dumped
dumped
her.
her.
Yeah, he left her. It was not the other way around. He left her.
She blocked him.
Okay, did him a favor.
Well, if he dumped her after she had the baby, why? Well, first of all, why did he dump? Do anybody know why he dumped her?
I guess he was. He did. I guess he didn't like the way he was being represented in the. I was about to say military in the media.
And how
Yeah,
was she? Cause I don't keep up with Kiki Palmer, to be honest with you. So how was she being represented in the
like the
media?
whole Usher, like the whole Usher thing, in her gushing over Usher, and I guess he didn't like that,
Well, you
or
gotta be
he.
careful. You gotta be real careful. Well, when you in relationships, and I'm learning this from my
It's
relationship. When you in relationships, you gotta be careful about what you say publicly,
I'm so shocked.
and giving like too much admiration to the opposite sex publicly. You gotta be careful about that shit.
right. I think the biggest problem with that was the fact that her being up on Usher the way she was, and in the outfit that she was wearing at that, because that was the bigger issue. Let's be honest, it was beyond the fact of her, messing with Usher. You got a whole man, you all up on another nigga in a fucking see through dress. That
Straight
you know,
debauchery. Like I said, debauchery. It's all debauchery.
Actually, I think Dion is right on the money in this particular situation
Oh
because it
my
was not
God!
just Usher.
It's
It was
debauchery.
I'm saying, Ray. I'm saying Dion's been on a
I
roll
think
lately. I don't know if you
I,
know
L,
this.
we
L has
we came to
frozen
the
over.
agreement because I mentioned Charlemagne the God's comments about the situation. He was blaming Usher for this, and we came to the agreement. Usher was not the issue here. Usher was doing what Usher fucking does.
I 100% motherfucking agree
Be
with
a
that statement.
Slugan.
That is literally it. It was just the fact that she was wearing very revealing clothing, and if your man don't like that, he's gonna let you know. The only problem is he did it in the worst way fucking imaginable.
But it was, and then to double down on that, that part is when that clip of her, dancing with him in that dress got publicized. That's when it became a big deal. The moment that clip hit the internet, that's when the whole thing became a big fucking deal.
Mm.
Yep, I
Cause
agree.
cause think about it. Like you're gonna have a lot of women that's gonna project themselves through Kiki Palmer because they do it with almost every female celebrity known to man.
Right.
So, that big Kiki Palmer's head up. And then on the other hand, like the dude is traditional and traditionality is getting played out right now. So
Tradition don't play that type of shit though either. Like if you're doing that type of display, traditional man that's worth his salt's not going to have that type of shit.
yeah, like you gotta understand a
Like
lot of
period.
women.
There's no ifs ands or buts about it. If he
No,
if a man that calls us traditional allows that type of shit,
Mm.
he's a weak dude for real. He doesn't stand on really any principles. If he calls himself traditional and he allows that type of stuff.
Well, I think that's why he left. It was like,
Exactly.
Right. See, in a nutshell, okay, let me sum it up like this, right? If you if you once you establish whatever type of relationship with somebody, a romantic relationship at that, that individual pretty much becomes an extension of you and vice versa, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's the problem here. Think about it like this, right? Let's say, I'm talking to this one chick or whatever. Everybody know me as her nigga. Oh, that's so and so's man. That's what motherfuckers say when they see me, right?
Hmm.
But then they see me flirting with a whole other bitch. And
Hmm.
so now I'm over here doing my thing with this other broad, and I got her out here looking stupid.
Hmm.
That's what this was with Kiki Palmer, Usher, and old boy. I can't remember his fucking name,
no
but
one knows his name. They just call him Kiki Palmer Baby Daddy, which is also kind of disrespectful. But honestly, like, I don't think no one ever really like cared
Debauchery.
for his name, but other than
that's the part. I shouldn't find
Only
that
when you
funny,
read
but
it.
Y'all
what'd you,
cracking me
oh my
up.
god,
what'd you say, D Wolf? What'd you say, D Wolf?
Yeah, you don't know his name unless you're reading like an official article or something.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Otherwise, you're like, yeah, the husband.
yeah,
Like,
and
Not
then
next.
that's not, it's not a knocking for. He prefers to be low key with his shit. I can respect that. He don't
I
like.
don't think it's the
Yeah,
fact
it's
that
fun.
he's low key. I just
It's
He,
the
don't.
but he
principles.
made the
Principles of
stupidest move
Jesus.
ever
I
when
don't. I don't think it's the fact that he's low key. I just think of the fact that no one gives a fuck about him other than he's Kiki Palmer's baby daddy.
You
regardless,
got you gotta go by principles. You can't go by fame and name and all that shit.
right,
You gotta go by the
right.
principles of the situation.
Right, because what I was about to say, regardless of that, I feel like again, what Father said was 100% correct. While he had every right to feel what he felt about that situation, the vast majority of other men would. The
Yeah.
way the way he handled it was very bitch like. I'm gonna just say it like that. The way he handled it was bitch like, very very bitch like.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of dudes that said that as well. Well, not really bitch like, but just keep it off of social media. You should have kept that off of social.
nah, but
Yeah,
also
yeah,
consider
that's
this.
never a good move. The
So
social media
consider
thing.
this. Consider this real quick, right? So when the
I'm listening.
entire situation happened, when Kiki Palmer was getting her flowers from the City Girls Club. The dude was getting his flowers from the Red Pill Club. They used this was literally Cold War. This was USA versus USSR then, and it happens every single motherfucking time a fucking couple breaks up. They do it to Cardi B and
USSR.
Offset. They
That's
do
true.
it to bro. They do it to
That's
every
true.
fucking body. You feel what I'm saying? You got the red pill dudes going, see, this is why bitches ain't shit. And then this is the city girl, see, this is why we be scamming
Bitches
niggas.
ain't
I'm like,
shit
bro,
but hoes and tricks.
Yeah, it's like they use those type of celebrities as a proxy in order to get what they really feel off their chest. That's all
which
it
is
is.
why
I
I said
honestly
he
don't
really
like
can't.
that. I don't like that the black community uses celebrities as examples of their own personal situations, and they are not on a celebrity status
Or
in
that
any
some,
Yeah.
way, shape, or form.
But the
or,
thing people seem to always forget, these motherfuckers are people too. Stop putting these niggas on these pedestals.
it's not that. No,
They
no, no, no.
are people, but they
It's not
live in
even
a
a
different
pedestal thing.
lifestyle.
They want to be there though.
It's not even a pedestal. They literally do different shit. Like they can
They do.
literally do
They live
shit
a
that
different
regular people
lifestyle.
can't do.
My
Right.
lifestyle.
And
Oh my
at the end of
god.
the day, and at the end of the day, this and this is to the people, regardless of whose side you're on, and regardless of the shit, understand that these celebrities don't know who the fuck you are anyway. Your opinion don't mean shit.
They live a different lifestyle. They go by different social norms, like class and social norms and perspectives all go hand in hand.
Y'all crack
All
me
goes
up.
hand in hand. Hmm?
I said, yeah, that's how good cracks me up. Y'all done gave this man he a whole red pill at this point in time. Y'all create this narrative for this guy that is opposite of what
Y'all,
he
I didn't
truly
say a
is.
word. Oh, you
Literally,
spoke on it last time. You
he
spoke on
was
it. That's why you
showing,
saying anything.
he literally had Kiki Palmer booty cheeks all on the internet first. So how, and then his ex girl got a whole abortion so that he can get in a whole relationship with Kiki Palmer.
Yeah, he
That
And
also
I
ain't
know
got
Retro
shit to
ain't
do
doing
with this
abortion.
thing between him and Kiki Palmer though. So
he's
Oh,
And then
and
how did
you
we
know
come to the conclusion that he broke up with Kiki Palmer? Because I'm so confused where did that come from.
yeah, I was reading
he's
What you say,
that.
he
Crystal?
literally posted about the whole thing on social
Wait, what was
media. That's
Crystal
what
saying?
started this whole conversation.
What was you
Crystal?
saying, Crystal?
So quickly, a month ago, there's articles stating that Kiki Palmer exposes that the reason he got dumped by her was because he cheated. So I'm a little confused. Does anybody know
This,
if that's out?
I was confused about the whole thing they were talking about. That's why I'm like, how did y'all come up with this whole narrative?
I think if we figure out why they got what was the real deal, why they broken up, we can understand why Kiki Palmer was half-ass naked on the stage with Usher, and she went as far as to make a video. Maybe we can start there. And the fact that he's a red pill guy, I already know. I already know. So yeah.
He's not.
Oh, I know that
He was in his bag that
he
day.
gets to complain about his woman being half-ass naked. Where the fuck was he when she was making these decisions? First off, second of
No,
all,
and
the
he had
person
her
you say
clapping her cheeks
the
in
person
like literally videos he posted on his page.
was that before or after she had the baby.
After she had the baby. That
The
was
one
recently. That was like a whole week before the whole Usher thing. He had a video of her on his page, and that's why people was going off on him. And he ended
Yeah,
up
we
shutting
spoke
off
on
his
that before,
Instagram page, like his
and I was
Twitter
like,
page, because he felt like oh y'all using the fact that but he's like that's different.
yeah, I was like, what did we say last time? What did I say last time on this?
it was a while ago, D-Wall.
Yeah, but it was the fact that he was in. It was him. They were both doing it together because we were talking about the fact that they were doing it
oh
that
yeah.
they were doing it
But
after the baby. I was
that
like,
makes
well,
what
it's different.
he
But if she's just doing that shit alone and shit like that, that's disrespectful. Or with some other guy on Instagram, that's different. But if it's just then they're a couple, even though the kids are a little young to see stuff like that. I think I remember now. Yeah, I said at least it's them. At least it's your mom and dad doing that, not her.
No,
So that's what I remember saying.
well, I'm confused though because it's weird how a lot of men they can like half naked women on the gram or like comment. on
Naked women, what? Huh?
have
Yeah.
naked women on the gram. Like you
Mm.
what you like, but you don't want your woman dressing like that, getting the same attention, but you're
No, I don't want. I
No,
think
she
that the
was dressed like
problem
that in the
is.
video,
I
right?
think that the problem
And he
is
was,
that
and he was talking to
that
other girls.
women in particular don't know how to deco- decompartmentalize the difference between something that you like for what's the word I'm looking for? Something you're looking for as far as entertainment versus someone that you would like as a partner. Because what
Right.
a man likes as a partner is different from a man likes for fun. Like I'll
Mm.
fuck a sex worker for fun, but I'm
Mhm.
not gonna date a sex worker
Wait
for
a minute.
seriousness.
You cannot do that. That's disease. Why would you? Okay, so the way I look at it is like, for
Some
A
people
lot
will
of
say
guys are
that a
set up
sex
like that.
worker is more protected than a regular chick, because some regular chicks just like it raw. They're
mm-hmm,
like old dirty bastard, Dirt McGirt. Oh baby, I like it raw. That's what some of them like.
mm-hmm.
Who's
Like,
stupid at? Never mind.
There's a lot of bitches that be like, yeah, I don't like condoms. Condoms make me allergic. I'm like, well,
They
nigga, we
exist.
ain't fucking
you
then.
must
I
Shit.
you
can
must
tell
have
you
you
they
must have
exist.
followed Sexy Red, because Sexy Red doesn't say that. She said, "I'm the raw dog queen."
Mm-mm.
Raw dog queen. I'm like, yeah, a lot of chicks is like that though, and I'd be like, well, then we ain't
Hey,
fucking then, because I don't know where you been. You probably been up, down, and around the town. I don't fucking know.
hey, I
And
don't.
then you
Hey,
gotta have
I don't.
the
I don't like condoms
Hercules.
either, but I'm picky about who I stick my shit in. If
Right,
you ain't
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
if you ain't exclusive, yeah, this thing ain't covered up, and that's assuming you receive it in the first place.
right.
That is so weird.
I get tests
Right.
done like that. I'll be like, yo, you gotta take the
Wait,
test. Take the test.
hold on. What's weird? What's weird? What's weird?
That is so weird. That is just
Uh,
What's weird?
that's I think what you're experiencing is the Madonna whore complex. Is
Madonna, what?
the
you
Madonna whore
explain it.
complex?
Explain this Madonna whore complex, please, for
Please
the
Hold
audience.
on, because I
break it down like I'm a damn child, because this is the first I'm hearing this.
all right, hold on, let me Google it so I can make.
Explain this to the
Well,
audience so they know the
well, we all
context of
know
what
what
we're talking
Madonna
about.
was.
No, not the singer. This is
But
actually
that's a good stunt material. I got to give you props.
I think y'all, I don't know, but I think some of y'all will be surprised at how many women will be like they're allergic to condoms just so you fuck them raw.
That's not a woman. That's a child looking for attention.
Well,
Well,
some people are
there'd
allergic
be a
to
lot of
latex.
women. They'd be like, ooh.
That's nasty.
Some people
There was
are
one that
allergic.
was like, take it off. I was like, what the fuck? No, I'm not taking it off. I don't know
But
you.
the thing
I
is,
don't know you.
some people might not be lying to you. They might be allergic to latex. They might be allergic to
That's a
whatever. That's
lot of
why they're
people
like,
that's allergic to latex.
Oh,
sheepskin. That's when you invest in sheepskin condoms.
Yeah, I got
exactly.
yo,
Yeah.
Y'all
latex
guys
free.
gotta start walking around with
There was
all
a
sorts
time
of
It
when
exists.
I
condoms.
was out in the streets, I invested in the sheepskins because I was like, okay, a lot of these motherfuckers are allergic to latex, so let me get these sheepskins and keep them on deck.
Okay, contain sexual arousal within a committed, loving relationship. First identified by Sigmund Freud under the rubric of psychic impotence. It is said to develop in men who see women as either saintly Madonnas or, like higher than thou, or like,
Simps,
the women that they put on a pedestal, and, like my girls.
That
simps.
sounds like the single
No.
Madonna
It's not
though.
really
Like,
simple. It's not really simple. It's not really simple. It's more or less, let's say, like, you like this girl, and this girl is like the girl of your dreams and all that other stuff. And then you find out the girl of your dreams that had a train ran on her and she sucks dick on occasion. and then it's just like it fucks your whole shit up. Like you expect some other
So
whole.
so 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 pretty much she's for the streets.
It's an image thing. It's an image
It's
thing.
an image thing. Like
Yeah,
okay,
men are visual.
But
Yeah.
okay, but the image is that she's for the streets, right?
yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
she's supposed to be getting from this this title that you talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, basically, what you think of it is completely opposite of what she really is.
yeah.
Uh,
No, this
I've been
allegedly.
there.
Hold on. It said in men who see women as either saintly Madonnas or debased prostitutes. Men with this behavior complex desire a sexual partner who has been degraded, the whore, while they cannot desire the respected partner, the Madonna, for right, where such men love, they have no desire to where they desire they cannot love. So thanks.
He was speaking.
Freud.
Right,
Oh,
Wait,
allegedly.
wait,
that's
wait,
a
wait.
rabbit
You know
I've
hole.
what this
seen
Right.
remind me
those
of?
types.
Hold
Freud
on,
is
hold
a
on.
I've seen
rabbit
those types
hole.
on several levels, so I know exactly what
This
the fuck that is.
Pray,
this
thank
remind me of this remind me of a scene from Baby Boy.
Yo,
What you
if that
just said
was
reminds
I
me
me,
of
know
a scene from
exactly
Baby
what the
Boy.
fuck that is. I know that resonates with my experience as a younger man
I
in
wonder.
dating and
Exactly.
socializing.
Okay, so
Or
basically,
to quote Jay-Z, I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right back.
it's sort of like this. Like okay, someone that you don't know that she dressed so sexy, she could be cool with it, but if your wife does it, you don't really want your wife doing that because because the image of your wife is someone
Well,
like
your wife and the bust down is two different things.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Because believe it or not all women like to admit it, but women know the difference between a man that they actually want to partner up with versus a man they want as just a one night or a bust down.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
They do
saying.
too, but they don't claim it. They play like oh they innocent or they above that, but they really not. They do. Like I realize as I get older that male or female human beings do the same shit. It's just that we approach it socially different. Like men will fess up and admit because I be giving women free game. I be giving women free game. And they like, oh, it's disgusting. But I'm like, but hold on now. I've noticed through my experience that y'all do similar shit. Y'all just don't claim it. Men will claim their shit and put it out there, but women will keep it. Women stay more on code than men do. But we both do similar shit. That's
so
been my experience.
I'm kind of curious. What have you
I
seen?
mean,
Kind of like,
What have I seen?
yeah. Like, what's the code?
Anime conventions.
Huh?
wait, what?
You funny as shit. You funny.
Some
You
freaking
funny.
nerd holes.
Wait a minute.
Oh boy, man, boy,
All of a sudden
it's
they look real nice
it's
and
a
dainty.
free for all with them motherfuckers.
Next thing
Woo.
you know, they in cosplays and fucking ass cheeks out and like their
Mhm.
titties is out and all that stuff and fucking
And, and
cosplay and
they just
Kill
waiting for a
Kill.
nigga. They just wait for a nigga to come through and bust them cheeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So if
Like,
I meet a guy and
from anime to hentai.
he's into those type of women, but then he want to date me, wouldn't I say that's a downgrade if he got that kind of mindset? Because how could you think of that woman to be with, talk with, and have like a whole conversation, like emotional support and shit, and then come to me and be like, "Yeah, I need you as my wife." Nah, go back to the low level bitch.
It's the
Okay,
same. It's
okay,
the same.
well, okay. Here's the difference. There's fun, and women do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of people understand that men and women do the same shit.
It's the same
Because
reason why Derek Jackson married
We do
the
the
Nia
same. We
Jax.
all human beings. We do the same shit. We
It's
do the
yeah.
same shit, but
I
like
follow her.
men are more likely to
I've been
expose
saying
their
that for
shit
an
and be
eternity.
like and hit people the game, but women will act like it's a secret. It's a secret, and we don't do this. We're just saints. We don't sexualize anybody. We don't do this. We don't do that. We're just saints.
Listen,
But
literally, the only
men
difference
will put this shit
between the
out
shit
there.
men do,
Okay.
the only difference between the shit men do and the shit women do is that women are sneakier about the shit. That is it. That is
Yes.
all.
It's not that
Outside of that,
it's
niggas,
not that they're
outside of
sneaky.
that,
It's
niggas
not that
and
they're
bitches do the
sneaky. It's
exact
that we don't give a.
same shit.
It's not that they're sneaky. It's that we don't give a fuck. We really don't
Like I
give a
was just talking to my girlfriend before this podcast started, and I was hipping to some game. We was talking about some social issue or something, and I was hipping to the game about it, and she was like, "Oh, that's kind of some disgusting mess." I was like, "Yeah, y'all do the same shit. Y'all just do it in a slightly different way. I go about it slightly different way, but I've definitely noticed as for sure, like a repeatable something that's been repeated throughout my history of dating as a 34, almost going on 35-year-old man.
birthday coming
It's
up.
no different.
Shit, I'm gonna be
Y'all do the
36
same
next month.
shit, but it's just y'all go about it in a slightly different way, but it's the same shit.
Mm.
See,
It's
this
not
is
that.
why
It's
I'm
not
so
that.
glad.
Hold on.
Nah, man.
It's not that the women are slicker. It's that we don't give a fuck as much. We're not going to question the way the women do. It's
Or
No.
like
you just don't notice.
yeah,
We might question it, but we gonna go along with it a lot of
man,
times.
So
That's what I've noticed that I do. I be going along with this shit. I was like, oh, I
man.
see what she doing there,
You can
but whatever.
look for 40 years. You can walk in with your right foot in before your left foot go in. The one day your left foot come in before the right foot, your girl be like, who that bitch?"
yeah,
You already it's like
guys,
what? It's like you walked in with
I,
your left foot. You never
no,
walk in with
because
your left foot
typically
first.
guys,
Period.
Man, listen.
typically guys that haven't gotten any play, they like emotionally get involved with these hoes, and then want to turn
Oh yeah,
around.
they do. I've done
Oh,
that before.
one thing I've noticed though, it's a couple of guys like if they have a situation where I'm like, okay, stop talking to this person, or they do it. It's no problem because what happens is the guys are speaking to the women that are low level, right? They come off like
Hmm.
they're friends, but they're not really friends. They're just wanting an emotional support dog. So with
Yeah,
emotional
shit.
support dog,
That's what she wants.
no, but now
Hmm.
saying then they do little shit to anger the girlfriend and you don't even see it. So now we got to end up protecting ourselves while protecting you. It's a lot of fucking work. We see games, know it. But if you now telling one bitch the same thing you call me, that's disrespectful. And then you have an attempt to want to even think about sticking your dick in this low level bitch. No, that's not how it works. I don't know how other women work. I don't know how they move. But as far as me and mine, yeah. If you like in some low level cosplay bitch online and being an emotional dog for her, don't come to me. Keep your dirty dick over.
Yeah, yeah. I know that. Like,
Oh,
I
that.
made that mistake one time before. Women do not like that shit. A lot of women do not like that shit.
Don't drop that
What?
shit.
Don't be
It's on
simping on some cosplay bitch's page, and you talk to some other chick. That's gonna be a negative for you.
Oh yeah, especially if you're telling her our business. Nah, she don't even need to know I got
Telling
ring.
her your business. I don't know about that. That's a little bit too much.
Oh,
I might,
goose pillow talk. Goose pillow talk.
I might like a photo here and there, but like the few,
Well, I mean, like
I guess
you can like
models
it,
or
but
whatever I do follow, I
it's
don't
more about
comment
the
on the
comments. Don't
motherfucking
be
thing.
making no thirsty comments on the joint,
Oh
and
yeah.
you talking to somebody else, and they see that shit. That's gonna be bad for you.
I can't fuck with dudes like that. They be on a different level of wanting to be, you know, important.
These niggas is thirsty. They not thinking about this shit like that. They just thirsty. They just instinctive and being thirsty. A lot of men do a lot of shit instinctively. They don't really be thinking about that shit like that.
I know that's where the protective woman comes in. She gotta if she gotta
They
protect us,
be, oh, they be thinking with the wrong head.
she don't want
They
to
be
do.
thinking with the small head, not the big head.
I,
But
I'm
I'm
just thinking with my dick.
sorry,
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
shit
yeah.
dumb.
and we drifted off, so we can get back on it.
Oh yeah. And to answer your question, Crystal, that's why Derek Jackson married Denia Jackson. Like Denia Jackson fits the image that he was trying to portray to other women, like with her being holier than thou and very God loving, all that other stuff, and he's trying to be like this upstanding gentleman who that knows how to treat a woman.
Derek
And then,
Jackson full of shit.
yeah, I know.
Right,
So,
only,
Oh,
right, only
but
to find out that he a
but
whole fraud.
yeah, come to find out he's a whole thought. But you know why he's with Denia? Because Denia fits the image that he was portraying. Now,
And
if
Yeah,
he
she
was
well,
did.
with
She did fit the
she
image
was
she was portraying.
finessing the image because when we
yeah,
came
but
to learn, she was definitely part of the Tatiana group. She just
yeah,
looked like something on the outskirts, but the
ex-
inside was rotten as hell. So
ex-
Derek
ex-
Jackson was the thoughtiest of all thoughts.
yeah,
He
exactly.
was for the streets. He was Mr. Street.
But
He said,
but
call me. You know how Grandpa from the Boondocks called himself? He called himself Mr. Bitches.
he
Derek
was
Jackson
Mr.
is Mr.
Bitches.
Streets. That's what he is.
Yeah, and
He all about the streets.
honestly, he would be still fucking like random joints if he didn't fuck up his brand, which is
Yep.
on him because tell you the truth,
He's still
even
fucking random joints. Yeah, let's not
yeah, but
kid
even
ourselves.
then, Nia Jackson kind of stayed on cold if you kind of really think about it, because even when she went to the
She
turmoil
did.
joint,
She did. She was a ride or die, even though he ain't
yeah,
deserve
and
that shit.
even when he deserved this shit, and that's why I
He did
said like
not.
he done fucked
Yeah.
up. He lost a good one because like she was faithful to that nigga, even to a point where she really didn't need to be, and she really didn't need to be. So like,
That nigga was riding in these streets with a hoop there.
and I don't know, you don't really hear from Derek Jackson anymore, even if the shit he's saying it could be somewhat correct. But the fact that you don't fucked your mind up like that, you're
he
like
just
no, ain't
recently
nobody
did
gonna
a
listen
whole
to
interview.
you, even if you're right. So,
He
If
just
but yeah,
recently did a
but
whole interview.
the
if
night,
there is one thing that I
but the
know,
Nia Jackson was the Madonna, and the women he was fucking was the horse. So
if there is one thing that I've known is that true nature will always reveal itself. It was
That's
going to
true.
come
true.
out at some point.
Yep, was coming
That
was done
But
in the dark, was coming to light.
That's
Derek
literally it.
Oh,
Jackson, Derek Jackson just did a whole interview, like literally a few days ago, explaining his side and everything else. That man has
right.
not died. I was gonna say something about the whole Madonna horror complex. We
But
got it still was defining Madonna as the celebrity Madonna because you gotta remember her prime was considered to be a top tier woman. Like a lot of the male celebrities and male rappers used to get excited just even for Madonna to even say her name, like their name, or Madonna to like, hang out with them or anything. And we all know Madonna was smashing half of the industry, allegedly.
well, okay,
Um,
so go ahead, go ahead, Rose, finish.
Word, allegedly.
Man, I'm gonna just say
but
this:
at
men
this
like
point,
horse, but they like them for different reasons and in different ways. Men definitely do like horse, though. Raymond, am I
I
lying?
mean,
Am I
when
lying?
Madonna was in her, Madonna now probably does not like, she looks grotesque, but
yeah,
Madonna that was singing like a virgin, the Madonna that was singing all those other songs, and all those guys was like, even Pop was like, he was like Madonna, like she came in song, like he was excited about Madonna coming to see him, like he wasn't a whole big celebrity. Madonna was
Yeah.
still considered to be one of the top tier white girls at her when her young days.
Oh yeah,
Now Madonna
absolutely.
just looks nasty, but the old Madonna was
A
definitely
lot of a lot of women idolize Madonna.
Manly.
Like they got like a family member of mine, a female family of mine, got Madonna and picture Madonna in the basement. So
and
a
yeah,
lot
and
of
they
women
all thought Madonna, like Madonna gave that innocent girl vibe, and then that's why she could
innocent.
sing like a
I
virgin.
don't know. Madonna was
She
like,
did,
he was.
but we all know
I
she
don't
was
know
a
about
thought.
no innocent like.
I don't know
No,
about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm asking what you were thinking.
Madonna was considered to be like that. She was like,
Madonna was like the
The,
sex idol, a sex
right.
idol
yeah,
at the time.
but
Kind of
it
like
wasn't like no one openly said, "Oh, I'm smashing." No one openly said it.
yeah, no one
Like
openly said
all
it,
the
but
guys,
it's
but
like the
but she
image of
was
her
in
was like, oh,
relationship
she's
with certain
sexy
people.
and she's alluring and she gives off an
Hmm.
alluring appeal. That's a sex idol.
She
From
definitely
back in
Yeah,
the time.
showed. She definitely showed
but we
that. Showed her
but
body
we
off pretty much every
we
chance she got.
uh,
we assume
as
she smashed almost everybody, like
um, not to
allegedly.
not to cut you off, B, but the Madonna the Madonna Whore Complex they was talking about was actually like the Virgin Mary, which is where if I'm correct, that's where she got her name from. Anyway, is from the Virgin Mary. It's like,
Because
um, that's yeah, because like I said, Madonna was the saint, as in like the person that's just like the good image of the Virgin Mary.
Oh,
Like that, yeah,
hey,
it's more or less biblical, and I think that's probably why she got her name on. It's just,
hey, wasn't Madonna one of the first openly accepted sick chicks, or sicker than usual at the time for
hell
the
no,
time?
she had a
I
goddamn
mean,
BBL,
Sick.
motherfuckers clowned her.
I'm
I
She
mean,
always
if
Oh,
you
hold
want
on,
to
wait,
be
wait, wait,
fair,
wait,
people
wait,
that
Raymond, say that
I
slower.
mean,
Madonna has always been skinny, but she had a
Nah,
BBL
she
one
was
time,
actually.
and
There was a time when she was thicker though, and that people like openly accepted her at for that time
I
period. Not
mean,
compared to now, but at that time period, people
the fir-
she had gotten a little bit thicker, and people was like, oh yeah, I would sop that up with some gravy.
I mean,
I
if I remember
cannot.
correctly, the first white girl who was like the thicker than average white girl, but like everybody was like on her line or whatever. I think that was originally Marilyn Monroe.
Was that Marilyn
she
Monroe? I
wasn't.
think you might be right. I
Marilyn
think you might
Monroe
be right on
wasn't.
that. I
I
think that
Marilyn
might be
Monroe
Marilyn Monroe. I
wasn't,
think I might be
but she
getting
was
mixed
thick.
up. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe
But
was thick.
but I will say that I noticed through a lot of people's family photos from back in the day, even black people back then weren't nowhere near as thick as they are now. Like I look through my family photos from back then and other people's family photos that I've met and that showed me their family photos. The women back then in their youth, like not older people, because when you get older, your metabolism drops, and that's just what it is. But in their youth, they was
I think
like
Oh, Madonna is
130,
actually on her name.
120 something pounds, 130 something pounds, like that. And that was it. I never seen one person that's as thick as people are today, or with as much badunkadunk as people got today. I think people on the Popeyes chicken. I think they
I
got
think
that
it's
steroids in the chicken. I think it's the steroids in the chicken now,
no, cause
and the
I don't know.
butter
It must be.
biscuits.
I mean,
I don't know, cause me being around a bunch of Haitians, it was just they was sick. I'm sorry, I don't know nothing about.
Well, I'm talking about American culture back in the 1970s, 60s, and 50s and stuff like that.
oh
I was about to
yeah.
say you
Because
might have
now,
to.
I
now, now,
I was
mean,
about
now,
to say
now,
you might
even
have
mind
to
you,
go. You might have to
people in
go
my family
further
got an
than that.
obesity issue. People in my family got an obesity issue in my family. But
I
back when
mean
they
that's
was in their
majority of
20s
America.
and 30s, back when they was in their 20s and 30s, they was slim. And there
Yeah,
wasn't
but they
all
was
this extra badunkadunk and all this other shit that's going on
no,
today. It's a different time, a different food processing process.
no. Down in Miami, they was slimming and booty as big as a BBL.
No, hell, even in the '90s, there was women that was like really slim. It's like you kind of
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
to look at.
the
everybody,
90s
everybody
music.
was
If you look at
slim,
the
but they
90s
ass
music
was
videos
popping.
compared to now, it's completely different.
Oh yeah,
Like when I look back at those videos, those chicks in those videos were nowhere near as bootylicious in comparison. Like they said, Beyonce was bootylicious, and I look and from my current perspective, looking at that, I'm like, where the booty at? They
Nah,
say,
you
oh,
think
J
you
Lo
had
had
to
a
go?
big booty. I was like, J Lo big booty. That joint is subpar.
yeah. That's
I mean,
what.
not
For a
Yeah,
subpar,
Spanish
but
girl,
it's
that
like
was
it's nice,
big.
but it's like I've seen better at this point.
Yeah, but J-Lo for a Spanish girl, that was technically considered big. But if you was watching BET at night,
Nah, I mean,
them
BET at
girls,
night.
I don't know. Like
imagine if those
I
them
think
same
things have
girls
changed.
that was slim with them extreme fat asses gained 20, 30 more pounds and their ass just kept on gaining with it. That's the only
I
thing that
think
happened. Every girl now is they about 20, 30 more pounds with a bigger ass. Some of them done got
yeah.
some butt shots and everything else,
Yeah,
but these girls was natural with a fat ass and their waist was tiny. So imagine if they had put 20 pounds on top of that. Them girls were out of control back then.
Yeah, it started
Yeah.
with like I think it started when Buffy the Body kind of like came on the scene, and motherfuckers was just like drooling all over her, and then that's where it started. And then you had a bunch of other
Delicious. I
women
don't
that was
know if she had surgery when she went on Flavor of Love, but her body was out of control and she was
delicious.
small. Yeah, I don't know if she had surgery or had a BBL, but when we
Not
seen on Flavor of Love, we didn't even know BBLs existed or butt shots. I ain't know nothing about those.
yeah, delicious
And
was natural. I think delicious was natural.
I,
She was. It's
I
also she was
hope she
one of the
was.
older. She was one of the older ones too. She was like in her 30s. I think she was in her 30s when she did that shit.
She was like
I mean,
She does
26.
personally,
not
yo,
look
for Flavor
the
of Love,
same
my favorite
I,
was
anymore.
I think she was like 26.
She does not look the same anymore.
Yeah.
Not saying she's ugly. I'm
but
just saying
any,
she
I
just looks
think we
different.
jumped on. Is there any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah, we do need
True
to get on
nature
the
will
next topic.
always reveal itself. And if you a fuck nigga, it's gonna show. If you a bitch ass nigga, it's gonna show. Don't fool yourself. Be honest with yourself before you even think about fooling someone else, because what's done in the dark will come to light.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like the old church saying. Okay, all right. So now on to one of the first topics, and this is the one like actually
The
me and
first
Clarence
topic.
I'm saying,
did.
You mean
Is
I
it
the
I
a
mean,
blame
second?
you.
Because I'm
is-
pretty sure that first topic was a whole topic.
the first topic was a do
that do
you
you
care?
care became a whole. That do you care became a whole
Unfortunately,
saga.
unfortunately, y'all kind of cared because we cared.
Well, if we cared,
Niggas
it's
was
a
into that
topic.
shit.
Yeah.
No,
Niggas was into
Well,
that
go
they
ahead.
didn't care enough. Y'all went all the way left. We started talking about other stuff to the point where we got to Madonna. And she had nothing to do with Kiki.
Ain't that
Well,
what always happens?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
and
we
y'all
talking about
kind of got to.
celebrity women and
I don't think
celebrity
Tangent.
I don't think they cared enough for
figures. Then
Kiki
yeah,
and Usher.
Yeah, and then
Usher is a male Madonna. Well, he
y'all,
was at
He
his time
is.
anyway. At least.
y'all got to
No,
learn
Yeah.
he
about
still
the Madonna,
is.
and y'all got to learn about the Madonna War complex. So
You go. There's always things to learn, but go. But we will go on to. I know this next topic is that you're
I know
talking
what it
about
was, but
since
I
you
never knew
mentioned
the
me.
name of it.
yes, all right, because
Yes.
uh, client showed me a video yesterday, and even though the facts was there, I kind of like still have my
He ain't
doubts. And
want to accept it.
only reason I have my doubts is it's obviously about the. I don't know if this been like y'all been into this, but it was like the rise of loneliness, lonely men, and like a lot of people is just dying alone in this type of generation and all that other stuff.
but
And
but
but
but but it's like at this point, like the stuff I've been researching since then, it's not even just lonely men; it's lonely women because after we first address that it's a thing, I've been talking to my female friends and even my girlfriend, and apparently it's a thing for them too. It's like a general thing. Like I don't know about Japan. Japan talks about men as far as Japan is concerned, but America it seems to be like an all around thing.
so basically I come to the panel. It's just like art is like do y'all been witnessing this or do y'all feel like it's been
Do y'all
like
know anybody who deals with this
yeah.
or suffers
Uh,
from this? Because
I
I know quite a few people, but I want to know if any of y'all know any.
um
Not
I have experience.
personally.
I have experience with it. Um,
Um,
I you know, as I got older,
Oh yeah,
um,
that's the thing.
I have a
Getting
thing.
older
Like
and the
I'll say
loneliness.
something personal right now. I have a thing about saying goodbye to people.
Oh,
I don't say bye. Like normally so when end of the day or you're done on the phone call, you say goodbye, right? I don't say it. Like I say, catch you later, see you later, whatever word I can say that means see you next time. That's what I do because I don't like
Uh,
say goodbye. But at the same time, as I got older, you know, around what high school, that's when that used to kick in. around junior high, high school, that stuff used to kick in when I used to feel lonely and stuff like that. Then I realized this. I don't know. I became numb to it, so it stopped being because I was alone, but it was because I'm alone when I was amongst people. So because me, straight up and down, I thrive in solidarity. Like for real, if I'm alone, and there's no one around, like that's when I do my best work, best thinking, best. I find the best. That's how I am.
That's me
But
too.
when
That's
I'm
me too, by
amongst
the way.
people,
Yeah.
I'm alone, and like all I can do is just feel the energy. I'm not interacting. I don't understand. Like, do they see something on my face? Or like I get so self-conscious. It gets, you know. And then I'm seeing this. I'm like, I don't like this guy's vibe, but I don't know him. I ain't saying anything to him. So how do I know? Like a whole bunch of shit starts going through my head. Like I don't like that. So that's where the loneliness part will come, because I used to ask myself, I like being alone, so what's like, as I was getting older, like in like high school, so why does this suck? But I want to be alone. People ask me, I'm like, no, I'd rather not do that. But at the same time, so I understood that, okay, it's not being alone, it's being alone amongst others. That's what it was for me.
So you
There's a
feel
word for that.
alone when you feel more alone when you're amongst others. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that's an experience for some people. And
There's
Yeah.
a word for that. I can't think about the
Hikikomori,
top of my head, but I know
I
there's a
think it was
word for that.
called. A recluse. That's what I was for a long time.
mm,
So, what was the main topic? Was it about older men and older women being left alone?
no, it's not necessarily about older, but it has an effect the
Oh,
older you get, regardless of what gender you are. The older you get, the more issues you have with building connections with new people.
oh, okay.
That's the general, like not everybody, but generally speaking, a lot of people have reported, and a lot of psychologists and therapists have found that the older people get, the more issues they have with building new relationships and maintaining them, and and not even just dealing with older people, like within the current generation, like the Zoomers and even some millennials still they have some millennials, yeah, especially after the pandemic. After the pandemic had a big effect on. Even I noticed this without anybody telling me anything. I noticed, like for example, when I go to social outlets, people are less social than they were before the pandemic.
Hmm.
They got
And
That's
I
what
used
I
to
enjoyed
being
that.
noticed.
away from people. That's why.
And I enjoyed that. I was like,
So
it's
say that
empty.
again.
Nobody's around. Shit. Nobody's close. It
That's
sucked.
Yeah,
well.
Like on the
it's been a
like
lot of time away from
outside of
people.
my
Yeah.
personal, reaction to it, I'm like, to me, it was completely unnecessary. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, this is. I kind of like this. I like this. It's not crowded.
That's strange. So, do you think people like that should just be like alone completely since it makes them happy, or do you think they need company?
It's
I
complicated.
feel
It's a
like, 'cause
complicated
I
thing. It's
feel like
No, because they're
people
normal at the same
Oh,
time. We could do both. That's basically what it is. Like,
yeah, you
that's
could
how
do
I see
both.
it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, you could
I'm
do
like,
both,
if I'm
but
with
yeah.
somebody, yo,
oh,
I'm going all the way, yo. I don't want to be. I don't. I'm afraid they die. I don't want any of this shit to happen. I'm afraid they
right.
leave. All that comes with, and that comes with it. But if you can, if that doesn't happen, like for me, I'm just gonna say personally, if
Mhm.
that doesn't happen for me, and I'm just alone, I don't meet anyone, I'm not gonna be there like rotten. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just thrive alone. I can do this. Like I know, I look how far I've come on my own, doing what I did on my own, build up my money on my own. I made myself happy on my own. I'm not like depressed and shit. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Or meet somebody and live the fairy tale life. Yo, either one I'm good with. A lot of
You had
I
like
would say, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know about you, but I think me and you probably are like similar in that regard. But it's like how I feel about it. It's like I can have a good amount of time on my own, but I also have certain periods of times where I like to be and interact with my friends and loved ones, and just have a friend and communicate with them. But it does for me. It I can go a good week or two without needing interaction, heavy interaction with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I could go longer.
You can go longer,
That's the
but
thing
yeah,
with me. Yeah, I could go for a
yeah.
very long time. But
So
sometimes
I
things will just kick in and be like, you know what? Let me check this out. Let me see what's up with this guy. What's up with this person? How's she doing? Stuff like that.
Well, that
But
Yeah.
nah,
explains.
I could go on forever. Like people, because that's how I was, yo. That's the thing, and I'm just like that now. So I could go like for a long time without talking to anyone.
so my
But
question
it's not to say I don't care. It's just that like I could just do that.
so my question to y'all is, do you think it's fair to be with somebody that needs constant conversation? Or because I've noticed people typically like that, they usually either lock themselves in a room while they're in a house with someone else, or they just shut down. Like, do you think it's fair to be with somebody that's more like outgoing, or do you want to go with someone that's more introverted, like similar to you guys? Because I
If I
think it's
may,
like a
Can
one-sided.
I
if
can
I
I
may,
answer that?
Yes, Dion, go ahead.
You're familiar with the term opposites attract, right?
oh well, listen,
I,
if
I
I
knew
may,
he was going there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dion.
But yeah, we've all heard that opposites attract, correct?
Yep.
It's I guess the theme would be balance in this case. You need that outgoing, whoever to sometimes pull that introverted person out of their shell. Sometimes you need that introvert to tell that outgoing so and so, hey, calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you need that counteraction.
You need to maintain the balance. Maintain the balance. You remember the movie Constantine, where the African dude was telling Constantine to maintain the balance.
that is a
I
horrible
think,
accent.
I think,
Right? I don't know what that was.
I
You
thought he
got
was
to
doing a
maintain
Jamaican
the
accent.
balance.
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought the accent was Jamaican. I was like, that was.
Was
Whatever. He could have been Jamaican. I
and,
don't
and
know.
and then even if that
I,
was intended to be a Jamaican accent, it was still bad.
Whatever.
I really,
You go on with it.
Come
I
on.
really do think we're making this out to be more than what it is. You
Thank
gotta
you,
Thank
remember,
you.
people
Thank
thank you.
like
you.
people in their
No.
20s,
But
like
I
people
know
in
a lot
high
of people
school,
that suffer from this though.
elementary.
Like to an extreme level. They have like a
Are you gonna
social.
let me finish
It's a
talking?
social anxiety. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The
I
people
mean, if you
in
really want to get
elementary
into it, there's
school and middle
multiple.
school. My bad.
Sorry.
Let her finish. Let her finish what she was saying.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No. Go finish. Finish.
Y'all done pissed off material. Material go. They can shut up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead, B. Go ahead.
it's not even like. So I was saying people in elementary, middle school, high school, 20s, 25, they got all the time in their world to be dating, compromising. As people get older, they just don't compromise anymore. Nobody's compromised. That's why you see a lot of these senior citizens filing for divorces from their husbands because they don't. They're watching these young girls not settle, live this great life. Social media has entered the chat, so everybody have come to this feeling like they don't need to settle. They're not gonna compromise with if something is not on the list of what they want from a spouse. They're not settling. They want exactly everything on the list, and they feel like, well, most people get everything on the
Mm,
list that they want, so why can't they? And that's why we're getting this sense of now more loneliness is happening because people are getting older and they're refusing to settle for like anybody.
yeah, I got some words for that type of mentality. I think compromising and settling is a necessary. part of life in general. Because realistically in life, you're not going to get all of what you want. You're going to have to make trade offs. Life is about trade offs, deciding what is good enough. There's no such thing as getting everything you want. And a lot of people who have that mindset often will remain alone or will remain incomplete in a lot of things. I don't think there is any aspect of life where you will meet all of your needs in anything. I don't care what it is. It could be your craft. You're never gonna meet the pinnacle of your craft. There's always gonna be something that you didn't perfect in that craft of yours. Computer you built, anything. Nothing's perfect. Everything has gaps and holes and all that stuff in it. So I think that whole mindset needs to be done away with.
What is that called? The power of hindsight. Like now, when you look at it,
Hindsight. Some people don't reach hindsight. The hindsight, they so caught up in their ideals that they can't see behind them.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about the topic when it comes to loneliness, because I think this is a topic. This is a topic that, like, I kind of have two sides to this. I have the Western side to it, and then I have the African side to it. So, the Western side, this. Well, I'm gonna be speaking more so about the United States in general. You guys are obsessed with work. We are work our motherfucking hobbies. That plays a major motherfucking factor in why people are so goddamn lonely nowadays. Because the only thing that they pretty much do is work for money so that they can maintain and survive and, maintain all these houses and maintain all these property that we buy. You feeling what I'm saying? Because the society that we live in, that's kind of what you have to do out here. So a lot of people are focused on making sure that they are afloat.
And that makes it real difficult to have a social life.
And it makes it very fucking difficult to have a social life because you have this you always feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps behind because
Tag me when you finish, Father. Tag me when you finish.
Anyway, so I was saying, when you consider that part, and then also the fact that a lot of people they require cars to get to places. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, we live in a very car centric country, so it might genuinely be hard for people to go out of their way to go to places. Now, I'm not saying that it's like a prominent issue, but that does happen for a lot of people. There is that transportation factor and the fact that, oh, bro, I gotta go here and then I gotta go there. I gotta go deal with traffic. Like, bro, if you're from LA and you try to get somewhere, if that shit is 4:00, you're fucked. You feeling what I'm saying? Because it's gonna take you a long time to get to where you're going because everybody and their mama outside.
Yep.
You feeling what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of, and also like, individualism is very, very, very celebrated here. Everybody wants to be the
that's
fucking
the biggest
celebrity.
thing.
Everybody wants to be the realest nigga. Everybody wants to be the baddest bitch. Like, you all can't be the realest nigga
part.
or the baddest bitch. You feel what I'm saying? It's just not gonna be like that. You make 300,000 a year, there's someone that make 800,000. So what you gonna do when they come up to you? You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be someone that you can learn from. There's always going to be someone that you can, gain wisdom from. I just feel like the loneliness comes from the fact that nobody wants to acknowledge when they're wrong. Nobody wants to acknowledge, that I have a problem and I would like to solve it. Like, that's a very prominent thing in America. Problems just straight up not being solved. You feeling what I'm saying?
Father is based. He's based.
Bro, and I feel like people have adopted that type of mentality because that's what they're used to. They're used to a motherfucking power system. They're used to a motherfucking government that doesn't do shit for them. So why should they do shit for other people? They learned it straight from the
Father is based.
You feeling what I'm saying? So
let them
that
cook.
loneliness comes from that aspect. Like, you can't expect people to adopt a more communal mindset if you're hell bent on isolating them. And the only way they can really socialize with people is through the workforce. Your fucking co-workers become your friends. That's why companies hit you with that bullshit. Oh man, we're a family over here in order to coerce your dumb ass to work. You feel what I'm saying? The workplace is your fucking family. That's why you gotta, when there's a holiday, nigga, I don't give a fuck if it's Christmas. You're gonna go fucking stock these shelves, nigga. When we call, you're gonna show because you need some motherfucking money. That type of mentality was baked into us. You feel what I'm saying? So it makes it
Especially the
difficult.
Walmart workers.
But so now the African perspective. I don't know if y'all know the word Ubuntu. It's a South African term. It basically translates to what makes you human makes me human. We have a similar concept in my own culture called Sankofa. And Sankofa basically means in order to see where you're going, you must look back. You feel what I'm saying? So, and the concept refers to the fact that if
Okay.
I'm good to, so for example, if I'm good to someone in the past, it's going to reward me in the future. That's basically the kind of mentality that we grew up on. When I was young, that's all I saw my motherfucking family do. If someone came straight from Ghana, they have a room to stay. It might be a little dingy room in a 2-bedroom apartment, but they'll make some motherfucking room for people that are coming over. Hispanics do the motherfucking same thing. Indian people do the motherfucking same thing. Vietnamese people do the motherfucking same thing. You go to any other of these third world cultures, they all fucking take care of their own. That's why you see
Yeah, I heard
Hispanic
that. I
people,
heard
there's
that
that
from
stereotype.
too.
Yeah, there's that stereotype that, oh man, all they do is have kids and shit. Yeah, we do the same shit because we're going to take care of each other. You feel what I'm saying? Now, of course, you're going to have situations where that isn't the case, but on a cultural aspect, that is how we are
Generally
brought up.
speaking,
Yeah,
in
generally
that
speaking,
culture.
that's how we are brought up. So I bring up Ubuntu because that concept, what makes you human makes me human, is why they were able to defeat shit like apartheid when it showed up in their motherfucking doorstep. You remember in South African history, they defeated the people that came over there. The Dutch and the British both got their asses whooped by the Zulus. This is literal history. So
Mm.
I, coming from that type of aspect, I can see why Africa, even though it's been through a lot of bullshit, we've been able to thrive because we never gave up on each other. You feeling what I'm
Mm.
saying? You see the situation that's
Mm.
happening right now with Nigeria and shit. Like Africans are pulling up for each other. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's the Western puppet groups that's trying to, do the threats and shit like that. But you can see Africans in the continent actually trying to make a difference because, as you know, it is the youngest continent on Earth. And I find it very interesting because the countries that are experiencing loneliness, like USA, like China, because in China is a huge
Japan
problem.
too.
Japan is a huge problem. South Korea is a huge problem. They literally had the
First
highest
world countries.
suicide. Yeah, they still had the highest suicide rate,
Hmm.
even because like they were so fucking isolated because they wanted to chase this capitalist dream.
Money bag,
And
money bag, money
bro,
bag.
and you want to know what's so motherfucking funny? Every single one of them continents, North America, Europe, and Asia, had a fucking financial collapse. Every single one of them because of the shit that they were doing. Quantitative easing, all that other, bullshit that they try to bullshit the people with. Like, it gets to a point where it's going to have an effect on your population because they are going to emulate the example that is given to them. That's why people in Japan don't want to come out because the hikikomoris or whatever they're called, like those type of people,
You
they
said it
stay.
right.
Yeah, thank you. So they isolate themselves. It's not because they're choosing to isolate themselves. It's that the social aspect does not connect at
The
all.
social fabric is fucked.
Yeah, the social aspect does not motherfucking connect at all. They can't make genuine friends because everybody's so focused on work and making money. You feel what I'm saying? You start to look,
Materialism.
yeah, and materialism. You start to look at people like objects instead of people. You
Yeah.
start to
Yep.
look
Yep.
at
Yep. Yep.
people like they're fucking expendable. If you don't have no value to me, then get the fuck out of my way. That's why it's so easy to kick your kids out at 18
Mm.
Ooh,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
because they got to
ooh.
go out there and get the money. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Father cooking. He
bro,
cooking.
you've objectified your family. You've objectified your neighbors. You objectified your community. Everything has become an object to you. You don't look at people. You look at numbers. If they don't have a high enough number on their bank account, you're nothing. And when you have a fucking society like that, no wonder why people want to be lonely. Because I don't think your genuine, my genuine interest
You
is
don't
your
trust
concern.
people. You don't trust them.
Yeah, it makes it very
Yeah.
hard to fucking trust people. And I feel like living in this country is so fucking strange because I noticed this about myself. Whenever I'm dealing with American people just out in America, my guard is always up 100 motherfucking percent because I don't know because
Tenfold.
motherfuckers are crazy out here. But bro, if it's a fucking stranger, and as soon as I hear that he's from Ghana or he's from Nigeria or he's from Sierra Leone or whatever, there's like this, you know, I'm safe. I feel like I'm safe with this person.
It's that feeling of kinship.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt for a second?
1 second. I just want to make this point. So
Okay.
and you know, I'm also adding Black Americans to it because, of course, you know, being in Black American spaces and shit like that, like I've always received love from my Black American family, so that's never really been an issue as well. So, you know, when I see who's out here, like I can feel the energy of people. I can feel, you know, who's genuine and who's not, just because I have both of those cultures that I can pull from. That's why, like, you know, even when we speak about loneliness, the shit that Ray fucking posted, I watched the video of the report. You hear the dude, he was talking about, yeah, we need more infrastructure, we need more social infrastructure, we need places where people can come and just fucking hang out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A bar and a club is not a place to fucking hang out. Let's be completely honest.
Not really.
It's not a completely. You're
It's
going
more,
out to the
it's more
lounge.
that capitalistic shit you was talking about, because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because they will judge you when you go to a bar. They're going to judge you based off of what you're wearing. Do you look like you have money? Do you like you a baller? Shit like that.
Everybody's trying to compare and contrast, and you're just like, bro, just let the niggas be human motherfucking beings. Y'all niggas are not gonna fucking pay them enough to fucking improve themselves anyway. So what you get is what you motherfucking get, nigga. Stop complaining.
One day I'm gonna set aside some money, and I'm gonna actually try to find like an arcade, like a legit like arcade, pop a quarter into a machine and play a video game arcade. I know they still exist.
They don't use quarters no more.
They exist. I've been to a few of them, and I actually met some pretty cool people from those too.
Yeah, most of them don't use quarters no more. They use cards, so you don't have to like buy a card. And then
either way, I'm going to find one of these places. I'm just gonna spend the day there.
There's one in DC. There's like a
my whole
DC.
Yeah, but my whole mindset behind the what I was intaking for what I sent Raymond, it was like this culture is socially unhealthy, and something needs to change around that, or we're going to be pretty much like Japan is pretty soon if we're not already there to some extent or another.
No, we already there. We already there, bro.
I feel like Japan is further along than we are.
Yeah, of course.
But either way, we're going to be there. And I feel like this American culture that people kind of like make excuses for. If we don't make changes now, we're going to get worse in the future if we don't make changes now.
But you want to know what that requires? That requires accountability. People have to be fucking honest with themselves.
People don't like accountability. People do not like accountability. They don't like being honest with each other either.
No, but the thing is, accountability is going to hurt. Accountability is not there to fucking feel soft and fluffy. Accountability is there to make you stand on your shit and make you realize that what your effect is having on the environment around you.
Yeah. I'm aware of accountability. Like people have made sure people have made sure that I've held accountability for my situation, so I understand how accountability feels. It's not good, but it's good for you.
It's the medicine.
It don't feel good at the time, but it's good for you in the long run.
Yeah, it's
medicine
bitter medicine.
And the candy.
Yeah,
the medicine and candy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to feel that pain. You gotta be able to, you know, like life is about struggle too. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're gonna have a good time.
It really is.
Also, but if you want to make something of yourselves, you're going to motherfucking struggle. What I don't motherfucking understand is the fact that grown ass motherfucking people that call themselves grown up can look at you and judge you, not knowing that you going through the same struggles that they probably went through. And if you don't facilitate those fucking conversations and understand that people got it as bad as you do in a lot of situations and in a lot of different cases, people would be a lot kinder to each other. People will be a lot
Hmm.
more cordial with each other and will be able to help each other out whenever. Like, you want to know, so it's so funny because in uh in a lot of those places too, in a lot of those other countries too, youth unemployment is on the motherfucking rise. You feel what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are graduating colleges and not getting jobs because they live in fucking societies they live in shark infested waters. Everybody trying to get one up over on each other. Everybody trying to secure the bag by any means motherfucking necessary. So trying to get a genuine opportunity in that type of environment is fucking difficult. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? So, like,
Hmm.
you hear about how they be testing the shit out of fucking Korean students to the point where they got to study 6 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, bro, they're coming to find out you put in all that motherfucking work and nobody even look at your fucking resume. You know what I'm
Yikes.
saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
the type of shit that they're dealing with. So, and it's kind of the same way in America too. Like, oh yeah, you got a lot of people that are in really good jobs making lots of motherfucking money, but you come to motherfucking find out it's only because somebody put them there. You
Mm.
feel what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
true.
Like,
That's true.
in most
Yeah.
of those cases, somebody put them there. There was a recent thing that was coming out. There's a lot of schools like Ivy League schools. I think Harvard was a part of it. Like, they're being taken to court because they all fucking made a coalition to ensure that the financial aid they get as much of it as motherfucking possible. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's a whole
Hmm.
gang of motherfucking schools. It was more than 10 schools on that list.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And these are like the top tier fucking schools, just all fucking, banding together. That's when I really knew that individualism shit that they're feeding you, that shit is not, it's not sustainable. That's not how you run a community. There's
I,
8 billion people on this earth. How the fuck do you think you're the baddest bitch out of all of
I
them?
believe I believe that individualism is anti-human because humans are not bears. Humans do not operate around just me or just you. You know what I'm saying? When I say just me, I mean just me as an individual. Humans are social creatures, so we have to operate socially. If we operate based off of just me as an individual, it's going to be a fuck up in the whole system because humans aren't strong enough to be an individual creature. We have to operate as a unit to survive. And that's how it's been for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, people need people,
People
but
need
you
people.
have people who take advantage of the fact that people need people.
I wouldn't even have the job that I have today if it wasn't for people putting me on. So it's like people need people. I don't know how else to put it. Like people need people. If it wasn't for other people, we wouldn't have the food that we have. We wouldn't have so many fucking things. If we had to rely on
Shit, if it
ourselves
wasn't
as an
for people, we
individual,
wouldn't have people.
right? Exactly. We would
Now
have the
you're saying
food.
some
We would have
shit.
the resources. We wouldn't have nothing. We would be in the forest fucking hunting for a wild boar somewhere, trying to survive off of that.
But to add to that, even when them cavemen and shit were doing their thing hunting or whatever, they did that shit in groups.
They did. Just individualistic shit is just it's not cohesive to how we are as beings. That's not we not bears. We can't just like
We
take
bear
care
bear.
of our own. Exactly. We can't just take care of our own. Mate with some random male bear. Take care of our own by ourselves and just fight off any random creature that comes about. We have to work together to fight off these creatures that come about. We're not a big bear. We can't do that shit. And I think people like over empower themselves in thinking that we can do everything just with me, and that's it. Me and maybe my mom or whoever other person supports, but that's not enough. It takes a village to raise a child, like people have been saying for the longest time. But we don't listen to old sayings because we think that the older generations is fucking stupid and we know better. But I don't. I personally don't think that we know better. I think that the old sayings is true to a degree, and it does take a village to raise a child.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have a simpler. I think, and I'm not denying what any of y'all saying, but I do have a simpler approach, and I think it's just that I don't think people are just trying no more, because
Oh,
and,
people are
and
not trying no more. That's absolutely true. People are
yeah,
not trying no more.
yeah, people
Yeah,
are not trying. People are not trying no more, and this is and to me, and I
that's
want to
not
use
that's not untrue at all. That's
I want
absolutely true.
Yeah.
I want to use myself as an example, but it's just like everywhere I've gone, and without sometimes without even trying, I've had conversations with people to where it's just like even if it's small talk, people will just come up and say what's up, and I don't know, it's just I guess I just have this type of attraction that people just want to come talk to me and some things like that, and maybe this is probably the view I'm getting that why like I like real skeptical about this loneliness thing because I feel like if you really could, you can make something out of the community. That's why, like, even with the Facebook groups, like, let's say Facebook groups,
Yeah.
like they
Okay.
have like no, listen, like they have groups where the people that are like that come through, and even if it's like through the internet, you have someone there that you can be cool with, and then y'all can have conversation with. There's a couple people I met off of social media, so it's like I can't even blame social media because, like Father done said, it's like it's like fire. One could use it to like warm a house, and the other could use it to burn down. I don't use social media for good things. There's times, hell, when I even gone to like when I was in AI, then I got to the lounge, and I think Father was telling me like before I got there, no one was there like after 4, and then all of a sudden they just extended the hours to where it's just like until it closed, and I was the
Well,
only
wait a
one.
minute. Well, let me interject when you get to a point because I actually have something to say to this. But yeah, go ahead. Finish what your thought is.
I
But I
think
need to interject soon.
my whole thing is just like um usually with like loneliness, all it takes is just one person just to walk up and to talk to people. And sometimes, yes, I understand not everybody has the bravery or the uspa as the Jews.
Mental fortitude it's the mental discipline
Yeah, it's the
is,
mental.
is, is what I was about to interject because I noticed there's been like okay, so I have coworkers that I've resonated with, and I'm social enough. I ain't gonna say I'm the most social person because I'm not the most social person, but I'm social enough to if we on the same wavelength, I will socialize and interact with you to a higher extent or another, as Raymond can attest to. When I have something to say to Raymond, I make it known, don't I?
Yeah,
Yeah. But there's people who be like, oh, they come to me. I don't come to them. They be like, oh, Clarence, you're cool, and we got things in common. We should hang out. And I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm down with hanging out with people I have things in common with for sure because I already do it. I do it on a regular basis. I have a girlfriend. I got friends that I grew up with. I have new friends that I've made throughout the years, and we hang out. We do stuff. We drink. We go to bars. We go to conventions. We go to social events, and we do stuff. And it's cool. And we all
Can
enjoy
I
ourselves.
can I add something?
Uh huh.
That also kind of depends on what you have in common with the person.
well, this
'Cause,
is where I go with the old saying: some people are here for a lifetime, and some people are just here seasonally. I think what a lot of people are experiencing is
Yeah.
that sometimes even the closest people you're like really close with, you're probably only going to see them seasonally. And I think, I guess the
But
Navy done prepared me for that because there's people like I met in the Navy that I damn near call brothers, and I haven't physically seen them in like 10 years or like since boot camp. It's just there's people, and now even though there's social media to keep in touch with, some people I haven't met in like 10. Like I said, since I left the Navy. But usually when we come back, we talk like we never left or some shit like that. But I
but
feel like it's just
hmm.
like people just need to, get get over that mental fortitude that prevents that makes them lonely. So it's just like it's to me, it's just simple. It's like if you lonely, go out and make friends. And like I
Well,
said,
I want to agree with you on that, Raymond.
yes,
But I think that what you're saying is also what you make of it. Like if you have brothers in arms or just people that you consider as close friends, you should reach out to them more. If you feel lonely and feel like that your friend that you're not in contact with your friends like you should be, well then you need to reach out to them. Like for example, I felt that way about you, Raymond. I thought
mm-hmm.
that we shouldn't be reached. We did not reach out. Well, I did. I or we did not reach out as much as we should have. So guess what I did? I started calling you
Right,
and talking to you about stuff instead of waiting for you to call me. And so I take the initiative. A lot of people do not take the initiative. They stay complacent in their mindset. So a lot. I believe that a lot of the situation is that people aren't taking accountability for their situations. They're not taking charge of their situation. Like there's a coworker that I have who's been talking like he wants to hang out with me. He thinks I'm a cool guy. He thinks we have a lot of things in common. But I say, hey, there's an event going on. You want to come with me and hang out? He doesn't take it. He doesn't do nothing about it. And so I stopped even saying anything. I might say something here and there because I know he has a problem. He came to me and said that he has a problem with socializing, and I understand it because um I never been where he's at because if someone invites me to something, I have always gone. Well, I've always gone. Like if someone invites me somewhere, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go and see what's up. But this person has a thing where it's like he feels some type of anxiety towards it, so he doesn't go or he doesn't feel like he has something going on. So I don't know that, but a lot of people have mental blocks. I think therapy is necessary, to be honest with you.
that's yeah. Usually with people like that, because I understand that, I usually just grab them and say, "Let's go, nigga."
Yeah, yeah. I think therapy is necessary. Because you remember when you invited me to that Jamaican bar, I just got up and gone. You said you ain't say nothing but a word. I was ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but some people have it way worse. They are on a whole different level of this shit. And this is I experience a lot of different people that's like this. I've experienced men that's like this. I've experienced women that's like this. They just have like extreme social anxiety and social issues where even if you were open arms to them, they have a problem accepting it as a truth and they think there's something nefarious going on with it. It's something
That
going on in
sounds trauma
society these
based.
days. Huh?
I said that sounds trauma based.
Trauma. It is trauma. It is trauma because I have certain traumas, so I understand where I go, but I'm more experimental. I guess I could say is I'm more experimental. So even if I have a trauma, if someone invite me to a situation, I'll experiment with it and see what comes of it, even though it may be negative, like I thought it was. Because there's a lot of experience when people invite me stuff, and it was actually a negative experience. But I'm more experimental than some other people are, but
yeah,
some people just aren't, and they very, very, very cautious.
yeah. Because I dragged you to our first Otakon.
Yeah, you did, and I had no problem with it. Matter of fact, I met my first official girlfriend there. So I
Oh
mean, it
yeah,
was like you gotta put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to gain anything, and that's what they need to understand. You have to go through the pain. You have to go through the experimental phase. If you don't experiment, you will gain nothing.
yeah. And sometimes,
I
and
wouldn't
I
even
know,
have the job that I have if I didn't say, if I said, well, I'm not good enough for that. If I said I'm not good enough for that, I wouldn't have the job I have. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna give it a fucking try, and now where I'm at, and I'm pretty satisfied right now.
yeah, I usually have a fuck it attitude, and that's why I be able to go to places where like, and even then, like, I know, like I try, and even like whether it's through social media or try to meet people in person, I really do try to keep in touch with people. I
Yeah,
remember when
I can tell.
Material Life. I forget what station she was going to, and she was
Mhm.
in Union Station, and I tried to make that one. I was like literally trying to make, but by the time I got to like Union Station, she was already going somewhere else.
I
I was like,
remember that.
yeah.
I remember.
And that when like what time it was when she hit me up and all that other stuff, and I was trying to get to it. It was
Early, early, early. Like nobody should be up at this time of
like
day.
4 or 5, and I tried to make it. I almost did, and I was just like, but I didn't. But yeah, I tried to do what I can, even with the
So about 4 or 5.
limitations.
You call me 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm cussing you the fuck out.
I
Fuck
ain't,
you.
No,
I
you
ain't,
but so it wasn't like it was just like oh random. Just I called him at 4 or 5 in the morning. We been talking for like the days ahead. Like me and Ray talk almost on a like back then we used to talk on a regular.
mhm.
And so he had got out the military at that time. Like he was still in school, I think, or he was going to school.
Yeah, I was going to school at that time.
Mhm.
So when I missed you, I just went straight to school, and I was like the first
Mhm.
person there. But even then, like I feel like it does sometimes. It takes some people like that to even make a community because going back to the lounge things, it's just like it seemed. I remember no one was being at the lounge to where now it's a group of people in the lounge. It's like it's 8 o'clock at night, and we still in there shooting this shit, talking to people, and people talking, and then other people seeing us, and then they come in talking to. We got one dude that every time he goes to class, he like to want to get around there. And he's like, "Let me get around there before class, bro." Yeah, them dudes typing in walk in. Hell, it even got to a point where like we had shirts and uh and one of our friends, he was making shirts for everybody, and he made them for everybody. And there was people that didn't get shirts, wanted shirts, and I told him just sell them the shirts. I said, change the logo a bit, but just sell them the shirts and all that other stuff because I built a community, or I don't want to say I built a community, but me and a couple of people, we just had a community to where people just are comfortable enough to be around us. So, and I always take that as one thing. I do feel like this, especially American needs, is just that you just need someone that you could build a community around, and like-minded people, and just you could just chill, and you
I
don't have
think it
to.
takes openness too. Like you gotta be open. Like you can't be like excluding people because they a little bit different, a little bit off. Like if you see somebody's a little bit social awkward, you gotta. I feel like you gotta invite them in and be open
Adopt
to
them.
them. Yes, yeah, exactly. You can't be like, oh, this little weirdo right here, you know, social little weird dude. Like, no, no, be open to him, invite him in the him or her in the conversations. Don't ostracize them. And I feel, and I know that's what some people do. They ostracize people who are a little bit different, but I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, I agree with you. Trust me, the many variety of people that I done been into contact with.
I'm gonna just say, Clarence, there are some people in this world that, oof, I'm gonna leave
There's
that
some
to the hands of the
characters.
Lord.
I
They are.
mean, yeah, there are. I've experienced it. There's some that's just like, but you never know. Some people are a little bit too close-minded though, where they like the slightest difference is a problem.
I
You
understand. Usually,
Yeah, this is a slice of it is a problem, but because there's been people that be like, oh, well, like Clarence is super weird. I'm like, not really. But then when they get to know me, they're like, oh, Clarence is cool. He's a little different than most people, but he's cool dude. He's chill. He's open to different conversations and stuff. So it's like whatever. But some people are just not open to anybody who's slightly different than them. I notice that within people. I'll be like, oh, that person's cool. They're just a little different than the average person, or whatever that means for whatever community you're in, because it depends on communities. But yeah,
Yeah, Clarence, that nigga gay. No, I'm playing.
what the that nigga gay.
okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Shout out to Africa, because we had it right, and then we were invaded, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know that the first world countries is kind of fucked up because they on experimental ideals.
Yeah, AI
Experiment.
about to be your new boyfriends and girlfriends now. Y'all don't have to deal with each other anymore.
What?
Wait, what?
Nah, yeah, they
Wait,
got
say that.
fucking sex
I need
toys
to
and
actually
shit.
say that again.
Are we talking about the these, them, they, thems?
No, I'm just
Shit,
saying in
no.
general. Like, bro, it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna be dating AIs and shit.
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
already
yeah,
Oh,
taking
yeah.
niggas
place.
is
That's
already
already
there.
popping. That's popping
Yeah,
already
Yeah, it's
that's what I'm
popping
saying.
already. Some people
in
have.
other places, but if it's popping in one first world country, it's about to visit another first world country.
Already
Yeah,
marrying
some
them.
some people
And
have
you
AI
know what first
girlfriends.
world country I'm talking about.
Yeah, some people have AI girlfriends.
They're
Some people
marrying
have
them.
real girlfriends, but they rather masturbate and then have
And
sex
her
with women.
name ends with a sign.
And a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that have that because I seen like that, and I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I think it's just trying to be a scapegoat, and no one really wants to find a reason why why they do that. They just throw it out there. But that's just me. It's just like
It's cope.
they
It's cope. It's cope with the situation. That's what it is.
I just my theory, and this is my theory because usually, because a lot of people they blame video games and porn and all that other stuff. Is that it
I
like
think those things are to blame to an extent, but you
Porn
have to
to a
take the
disadvantage.
self responsibility. Like I like video games. I think video games are great. I think, well, as long as they're artistic and not completely corporate, but you gotta balance. You gotta find your balance in life. And some people just don't do it. They're like they lack in certain things, and they just overindulge in certain fields of entertainment, like OnlyFans, video games, streaming movies, whatever the fuck they do. And
I
they just overindulge. They don't try to maintain a balance, like the guy in Constantine said.
Yeah, I think
You got
anything
to,
you do, I think anything you do is an addiction. But or anything you do too much is an addiction, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
my theory on this is that because especially it's like because a lot of people's like all they do is watch porn and all that other stuff, and my theory on that is that, well, let's say you're playing an RPG game and you doing the quest, you go through this strenuous quest just to come back and finish the quest. You return the quest and you get a reward out of it. A
Hmm.
lot of these, and you get a lot of these women. They tell you they want a six-figure man, all the other stuff.
Six six
Making
six.
a lot of
They want
money.
a 666.
Yeah, 666, and
6 pack, 6 figures, and what's the other one?
yeah,
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
Six
Or
feet.
they'll
There you
say,
go. There you go.
or they'll say, if you want to talk to me, you're gonna have to spend this much amount of money to talk to me. and then like
You
you
know,
could
I'm spending buku bucks on the first day. I'm like, nigga, you tripping?
Uh,
I don't
right,
know you. That's my
right,
anyone
problem.
who
and
says
I
that,
don't know
anyone who
you.
says, "Oh, you got to put up this amount of money you're a prostitute. You sound like a prostitute."
yeah,
Sorry,
and
not
but a lot of people
Pretty
do that.
much.
It's like
Pretty
you need
much.
to have this much money to talk to me, and then if someone has that much money to talk to, that still doesn't guarantee that that person will get laid. So
It don't guarantee they get laid, and it don't guarantee they have genuine interest in that person because I don't know about other niggas, but personally, I appreciate a woman that genuinely likes me for me. If she don't like me for me or like me as a person, then we can just keep it interactional for real. I can differentiate between the two, unlike some people, but yeah, I as far as like on interpersonal shit, you could keep it moving.
right. So if a guy, let's say a woman says you need like 100K to talk to me, and a person that has 100K all of a sudden gives it 100K, that doesn't mean she doesn't really have to talk to him. She's just saying that. So a lot of
Yeah.
dudes is looking at it, it's
I
just
mean,
like,
she might talk to him,
why
but
would
it's
I?
still not gonna be on I actually into that guy.
Yeah, why would I put
They,
that
they
much
they
effort?
know how to differentiate between the two. They know how to separate the two.
Yeah,
Trust me, they do. They like this broke dudes that women are like genuinely interested in as a person, and then they will also talk to a guy that got money, and they're not really into them as a person. I've seen both.
and that's where my theory goes to. If another dude, if he doesn't even have to give you 100K, and all he has to do is just be 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and all that other stuff, it's
Well,
like,
he
why
got
the
peeled
fuck?
to her emotionally. That's what it really is. It's not
But
even
that's
really
what.
necessarily the six
But that's
pack
what I'm
and the
saying.
6 feet tall. You got like there's a lot of people where you could appeal to them emotionally and they'll give in. It's not even really a woman thing. It's a man thing too. You ever heard women be like, "How come a man would leave a bad bitch for a busted bitch because the busted bitch knew how to appeal." There's been chicks that I wouldn't usually be attracted to, but they know how to appeal to me on a social, emotional level. You know what I mean?
Ugly girls get good head. That's whatever. At least that's what I
It's
heard.
not even a good head. They just know how to interact with
I
you as a human being.
mean,
But they probably know how to do that too. I don't
But
Y'all niggas.
but
know.
I
no.
mean,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, why would I spend all that time when? Why are you making me go through so many hurdles when the other dude don't have to do that? So I think a lot of
Right.
dudes when they're seeing that, they're like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna. I'd rather
The
just go home."
Pookies and the Ray Rays don't
Yeah,
gotta do it. Right.
yeah. So they're like, "Fuck it! I'd rather just go home, beat my meat, watch porn, and all that other stuff.
Because the
At least I
Pookies
get
and the
some
Ray Rays
satisfaction."
know how to appeal to them emotionally. That's why.
Yeah,
Plus,
but
this
if
dick ain't free. My dick is special.
yeah, yeah, but if you're doing,
I'm special.
Even if you're doing, but even if you're doing everything that they asking for, and then like they
Yeah,
still don't give you,
there's no
what's the
guarantees,
point?
pretty much.
What's the point of trying? So I think that's where a lot of dudes is coming at. If I'm doing everything you ask for, and I'm not still getting the reward that I don't want to say should be given to me, but as promised to me, and then like, what's the point of trying? And
Yeah,
that's where I
Yeah,
feel like
because
a
when
lot
you
of
set a
dudes
standard
round it out.
socially, like people have done on the internet and have spoken into the world, and then you do those things, and the reward isn't reaped, or the social expectation isn't met, then you're like, okay, so why am I doing this?
Exactly.
Yeah, because people put things out there, but they don't think that those things that they put out there has consequence, and it does. Don't matter what you think. If somebody or a group of people within your group speak something into the world, and then you do that, and then they don't follow up, it's going to be a problem socially.
Okay. All right. Now on to our next topic. We're going to be talking about cultural appropriation and black Karens. So,
What? Say that one more time. I missed the first.
cultural appropriations and black Karens. And if you
Black
would
Karen.
if you would kindly view to the screen, this is what I'm talking about. I believe Father done sent me this, and it was like we was going to talk about it. So
How's it going? Good, how are you? Doing good, doing good. Olivia? Yeah, Charles. I have a question. Are you guys black owned?
We're Indonesian.
Okay, do you
Indonesian
think using this, you guys are not using black culture to gain attention? You don't think this is black culture? Is this Asian? Is this Asian
Yeah, I
culture?
see where the camera's coming at right now. I see
No,
it.
is that Asian
not a trap
culture?
house.
Yes, it is. Trap tea, the boba plug. You're using black culture to gain customers. This establishment is
Yeah, that's definitely Karen.
but you're stealing black culture. Is this not black culture? Trap tea, the boba plug. No, you're thieves. Asian people stealing black culture once again. It's okay. You'll be exposed though. You're not black owned. You're stealing black culture.
She has a point.
No, I came here because
To a
I thought it
degree.
was black owned. That's why I came here. So my friends, I'm supporting a black business. This is not black owned. This is not black
This
owned.
is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, but I kind of see where she's coming from to an extent.
Just go to another spot.
Yo.
Because you're
Oh my god.
okay,
Black culture. Black culture.
What are your thoughts on this, Father?
All right.
I want to start with you since you kind of showed me this. What is your thoughts on this?
First of all, shout out to the trap niggas out there, trap lords. But
God bless all the trap niggas.
yeah, one time
Trap.
So this was very interesting to me because she immediately attributed the trap to black culture. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how you know it was mission motherfucking accomplished when it came to creating an image of black people that is, that is not the best. You feel what I'm saying? They've succeeded in doing that. So when we think of the trap, you feel what I'm saying? We think, what the trap is. It's like the slums. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
bring around the slums. You know what I'm saying?
Your hoe will get slayed.
Your hoe will get slayed. So that type of environment, unfortunately, doesn't breed the best type of image. So,
No.
but in America, remember, I said everything gets objectified. So the fact that
That's true.
the Asian people, the Indonesians in this particular case, that were using that moniker to promote their business and shit like that, she was correct in calling that out. But at the same time, she also needs to understand that that is not the true image of your people. You come from revolutionaries, you come from freedom fighters, you come from scholars, you
That's
come
true.
from scientists, you come from
That's
fucking
true.
doctors, all that shit. So when you have that type of history, they're going to create ways to sabotage your image in any single motherfucking way possible. And this is one of them. Immigrants from another country coming into America and using that type of aesthetic, using that type of using that type of image to bolster their own motherfucking businesses. So in a way, I do understand where she's coming from in calling that out, but at the same time, there was a way that it was to be conducted. Now you over there, they're calling you the black Karen because the way you conducted yourself wasn't the proper way to bring that problem to attention. Now, at the same time, there's also a layer to this because I don't want us to think of black culture as the trap. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that
Right.
trap is
They
a part of our story, but at the same time, there's so much other shit that we should be uplifting. There's so much other shit about us that should be given the
Peace.
spotlight. It shouldn't be just about, oh, they're appropriating black culture again. Black culture is always going to be fucking appropriated. They've been stealing from us for fucking centuries at this motherfucking point.
Well, we
That
are the
shit,
original
nigga,
people, so who else you
yeah,
gonna take from?
yeah. Like
Who else you gonna take
whenever
from?
we
You
do,
gotta take from your ancestors, right? You learn from your ancestors and you pass the information on to
bro,
further generations, and we the original people. So
whenever we do something, people copy it. Like,
yeah,
bro,
Oh
especially
yeah.
black women. Black women, whenever they do something, everybody copy that shit.
Yo.
thick
Like
booty, thick
clockwork.
booty. Everybody trying to have thick booty now.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Black women wear braids, everybody and their mama want to wear braids. Black women want to wear bobs, not everybody want to wear bobs. It's like, it's monkey
It's
see,
not that
monkey
enough
do out
time.
here. You feeling what I'm saying? So
Well,
like
yeah,
take that. I'm just saying, take that with a badge of pride. The fact that motherfuckers want to imitate you and shit like that. Because I remember being a little black kid watching little Dragon Ball Z and fucking Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies. Nigga, it looked dope as fuck to be Asian. If I'm being honest with you, it looked lit.
yeah, it was.
You
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? They
yeah.
got all them fucking ninjas and
And now
shit
they
like that. I'm like,
complaining
this is
about that
cool.
shit. Like, oh, I don't
No,
want to do
yeah,
martial arts.
like
I'm like, nigga, martial arts is fucking awesome. Shut the fuck up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Black people always got a respect for other cultures. We think other cultures is fucking dope. You're not gonna
Yeah.
find bigger anime heads than fucking black people.
Yeah, all right.
You feeling what I'm saying? Like, bro,
That's a
we
big
love
It's
other
funny
fucking
because it's
culture. Do
true.
you see black people when they fucking listen to Hispanic music? Nigga, we instantly start fucking gyrating. The hips immediately fucking activate. So it's like,
It's
Acclimate.
funny because
yeah, so
it's true though.
and you know the
It
and you
definitely
know
does
I
that
feel like
shit.
yeah, and I feel like it's also been reciprocated, but we've been taught to see it as a lens of disrespect because we don't get the fucking accolades for our shit. They never want to give us our fucking flowers for the shit that we innovated, for the shit that we done created. So when we see other people, you know, making a bag off of it, yeah, we're gonna be fucking angry because for a very long time our talent was being exploited. There's a reason why most of the people in the NFL and the NBA and all that are black. You feeling what I'm saying? Because it's just that
Mhm.
natural God given talent and energy that we got. You feeling what I'm saying? That really, like other people take inspiration from that. That's why till this day, whenever black people do something, everybody and their mama want to copy it. Nigga,
Yeah. Have you noticed that
Yo.
a lot of songs is sampled from older black musicians?
James Brown is the most sampled artist of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna yes and you because of perspective. Because I agree, and but also I see it a different way because I don't see it well as of now. I wouldn't consider this black culture. I just consider it culture because it's a popular culture. So everyone's gonna do it. You're gonna see everybody that's not black doing this shit, pumping this shit, blasting this shit. I mean, you see it everywhere, yo. I mean, just go to any social media, TikTok, anything. You're not seeing black faces, but you're hearing the black music in the background, right? It's become
Mhm.
pop culture at this point, right? I always see it as so the culture is the bullet, but the black people are the gun. So whatever it is, so just as Fada was saying, now she is seeing it as because she doesn't see it as this was either an agenda or whatever it is, or if it's genuinely built from us, but she's not seeing it in the lens that it has become popular, so this is why it's happening. It's not because oh shit, black people are doing that, let me just jump it and use that to my advantage. As of today, you can't do that right now because of where it is. It's if you see the fans, we seen the whole what was it, the Travis Scott thing. It was a lot of different colors I've seen that was in that, so we can't say that right now, but I understand the perspective of it, but that's what she's missing. She's not seeing, she's being a little general with everything that she's seeing, that she knows black people made popular or were the faces of it first and became what it was later, and she's not seeing that. Oh shit, that's not the same thing. That's not them stealing it. But yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah,
I kind yes, go Crystal. I want to hear what you're gonna
I'm gonna be quick. I think that she's worrying about the wrong things. I
Mm.
think that if she's looking to support Black anything, she needs to first start with her own company. As of right now, speaking of, I don't know what type of Asian or Oriental people that was in the video, but
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay, they did say that. Okay, well, when it comes to the Asian community, um, I just feel like it's much deeper than just going into a store. Oh, you're acting Black, and what she considers Black, like someone said on this podcast, I think it was Fada. We're much more than the part of what media portrays us to be, which is very negative. I think that she needs to focus on raising enough money to have a similar business that will represent us in the right way, or just leave it alone. End of story.
I mean, if she can so much, right?
Well, how is like how is she looking right now?
Why'd you even fucking order something?
Exact like how is she looking right now? That's really helping our culture, right?
Yeah. Yep. She shouldn't have
say.
ordered anything. Go ahead, B.
I I heard what Chris said. I kind of low key agreed with her going over there and acting a plum fool because the reason why I kind of agree with it is because the crazy thing is every other culture when they start to like you know somebody like especially in the Asian community like what's her name? Ariana Grande, when she started having her little chinky eye situation, they
Yeah.
they like chewed her up, swallowed her saying that she's like appropriating their culture by, you know, doing the surgery that she or whatever she did to her eyes to make it a little bit more chinkier. And they just chewed her up. Or when somebody had wore like the kimonos and they was just wearing it and like for whatever they was wearing it out or they had it as an outfit and they like chewed them up. It was a black girl, and they like chewed her up for wearing that thing. I think it was Rihanna had it on. I don't know who it was that had on something Asian,
Was
and
it
they
from
felt like it
there
was
or American Asians that were complaining
no, it was just the Asian community as a whole. They felt like that was culture appropriation,
in
and
America?
they wanted, yeah, the Americans that were
Oh,
doing it.
okay, makes sense then.
Um, they felt like that was culture appropriation, like it's theirs. And so for even though trap, we may not want it to be like considered part of the black community, but let's be honest, trap queen, trap houses, um, Two Chain has a trap museum. Um,
Pretty girls love trap music.
exactly. So trap is known for not just like, oh, a slum. It's really known as like literally a drug dealer's like quarters. That's where they do all their meetings. That's where they store their drugs. That's like the key component of a hood nigga century. So for here in America, that's where when police say, "Oh, we're gonna check up all his trap houses," so they can know, okay, money stored over here, this and that. So when somebody sees something trapped, and all of a sudden you see there was a few black people in there, the black guy was like, she was like, "Oh, you a that girl cracked me up."
Now that was funny. I laughed.
Because it's to the point, like, I understand she probably was frustrated because it's like these people, like, yeah, they were able to open up a business, put the title of what black people feel like, oh, this might be something of like a black company, even though there was black working there. And so she felt like, dang, like it's getting tiresome. Like everybody appropriating or like, making money off of the black dollar, but the black people, even the black owned companies ain't selling. They getting bought out. And so it still ain't going to the black owned. Like it's still for some reason white people still had their hands in some black businesses. So I guess that day she woke up, she just said, you know what? I'm about to give them something to talk about. And she just went into that person's business and started acting up. She probably started thinking about everything. And then that business seemed to be the one to get the backlash from it, from her little rage. But I was just like, I understand why she's upset. But it's like Krista says, if you can be upset, screaming and doing all that, it's still not changing the fact. Why don't you go and open up the same business right next door to them, completely right next door to them? You and everybody in the community raise your little funds together, open up that business right next door, give it the same name but change a few letters, and it's gonna be completely black owned, and just don't buy from them.
I don't
They
know if you
would
noticed.
gladly pick up and move.
Did you notice who the customers were? That was the other thing, because I'd understand if the customers are young black people.
They were all Asian.
They're Asian or Caucasian, but they're young.
Yeah.
And that's what the music. That's who the music appeals to, and that's a business site. That's a managerial. They're like, okay, this is what you're gonna play on the speakers, you know, and we're gonna hire people who are hip, who understand what's going on with the kids today, what's in. That's how you get your customers. That's how you get people through the door.
You know what's funny, D Wolf?
Yeah,
When I was in Cali and there was I think it was a Korean
had to be
fried chicken
Yeah.
spot. You know what they
Yep.
was playing? Hip hop music.
Of course, I lived there, so yeah, I know.
It
I
was like
know.
I walk in there one day. I'm not even gonna lie. I like stroke by there. I hear cheeky fuck nigga. That's that shit. I
hmm
go. I walk in. Everybody Asian. I said, what the fuck is?
Could you imagine the karaoke, yo? You think it's K-pop? No, yo, nah.
Let's not even get into motherfucking K-pop because I be seeing them motherfuckers too. We're not gonna talk about how. Oof. I have a clip, bro. I have a clip of a Korean being like, "Yes, up, my nigga." I was like, "What?"
Oh God.
D Wolf, is that a regular thing with the Korean companies in LA?
What do you mean?
The rap music or the music that they're playing that's similar
You
to?
mean catering
It
to
depends on the
the black
demographic.
aesthetic?
So, for instance, in Koreatown itself, which is in LA, they will play, for instance, K-pop, right? But there are certain areas, like in like the bar area, like say let's say, yeah. So let's say, okay, I'll give you a street, Wilshire and Seventh and Seventh. That area will be more of a mix area with Korean and like white or black or Hispanic, things of that nature. That'll be it. So the restaurants closer to that area, like the bars and the all that stuff, all those will have our music, today's music, right? Because that's what's playing, and the bars, that's all that's playing. These are the customers that come in, that's what they want to listen to. The TV's on, those are the music videos that are playing. You go to the hookah bars, these are the people who are sitting down. So that's how it is. But if they're into their culture, and it depends on who they want through their doors. So if you're gonna see the K-pop and stuff, so it will be like you probably one or two black young girls or boys, but it'll be mostly Korean adults or Korean people in there. Outside of that, it depends on the demographic. That's what I'm saying. It's very business. You're trying to bring in the people who will come in to get. You're trying to get as much money as possible. So.
What's funny, Material Life, when you were saying like start a whole business, you know what I was thinking of? Coming to America with Cleveland McDowell. He's like, you have the Golden Arches after Golden Arch.
Yeah.
You have the Big Mac, you have the Big Mick.
Exactly. It's like
it was a black-owned
like
business.
people, for real. People be mad and they be like, they be ready to picket and riot and all that stuff. I'm like, why don't y'all just all in the community put y'all look like y'all might have $500 each that y'all could put together. Start going knocking on doors and seeing how many more people can, donate, and just buy a storefront. And then, but nah, y'all just be wanting
Difference
to.
pooling
They be
money
wanting
can
to be
make.
social media famous. So look, Well, she made it.
Yeah,
The,
unfortunately,
the
that's what it's
video
all about.
trending.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
it's trending. I got my views. I'm about to get these endorsements. I'm a social justice
Exactly.
warrior now. I really showed them Asian people not to fuck with black people. I feel good about
Not a
myself.
Did she really?
not
I'm
a
sorry
I
to
social
feel
see.
good
media
about myself,
justice
Ray. You know what I'm
person.
saying? Saving the black community, one Asian restaurant at a time.
Yeah.
Did she really?
Well, if Anna, if that's the case, she needs to go first to the bad areas where they're serving CAT and art.
Well,
Mm,
you know what? You know what,
allegedly.
Crystal? You know what, Crystal? There's
Allegedly.
just not enough time in the day.
Oh well,
I
Crystal, that
can't
sounds
do
like
it
so
all.
much work. This sounds like
At
so
this
much.
day and age, it seems like regular people are getting sued, so we need to make sure we're adding allegedly.
I'm just saying that's who she should be yelling at first because they poison in certain areas.
Man, they killing. They killing.
I mean, but I did understand her anger when she found out it wasn't a black-owned business, though, because that is annoying.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Side note, and this is pretty random. I feel sorry for Florida. Is that Crystal? Is that radioactive streets? That thing is true. Is that really true? Was there a law that passed?
I gotta look into
Hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. I might help here. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
Okay, so was it on my stories, Ray? I can't remember. Or did I
Yeah, it
send?
was on your stories. It was on your stories.
Okay, basically, it's a law that passed that they have too much radioactive stuff, so they're going to start paving Florida roads with it because we just need our state to glow.
Yo, glow in the dark
So,
roads.
so
Gonna have
you're
Radioactive
just
stuff from
SpongeBob
gonna.
where?
pavement roads
From where?
Yeah,
in Florida.
Radioactive stuff from where?
I'm. You know what? I'm guessing it's at the dumping sites. I'm not too sure. I gotta look into it, but they said in Florida right now it's too much, so they're gonna start like catering to the parts that need to be repavement. I hope they don't build it on the bridge.
Oh, I thought had to do with their
So their
spring.
solution is just to,
Yes,
I guess, slowly nuke. Uh, wow. Anyway,
yes, yes, Dion. Yes. Don't
So
you
does
just
that have
love it?
anything to do with their springs?
Their screens.
Springs, like their fountains?
Uh,
Because I know those are radioactive. They've been the same level for like years, forever,
oh,
since Florida was discovered and named. So I was wondering if that's what you were talking about. Because I was like, oh, I can answer this if you said, because you said radioactive in Florida. I was like, is this what it is? So that's what I was asking. But if
okay.
it's not, if it's something else, it's all right.
Yeah, it's the roads.
I guess they feel like, Floridians ain't dying fast enough. So they gotta add a little bit more in there to help out.
It would be
wow.
Yo,
More reasons to avoid that state.
That's
no,
counterintuitive, isn't that just where the old folks go?
supposedly.
No, I wish that was the case for just the old folks,
I'm
Mm.
about to
At
say,
this point in time, people are moving to Florida, Texas. Um, it's like an exodus from the Democratic states, and they just all moving to these Republican ass states, and they just life's gonna be better for them there. I don't know why they think Florida's
For
about to
some
be
people,
that.
it's other than that.
because they don't want to pay these liberal ass fucking high rates.
Taxes. Mm-hmm.
For some people, it's more than that.
uh,
Mm.
any last words before we move on to our final topic?
I got nothing.
Black Power. Black Power. That's
This
Jeez.
basically.
yeah. And if Killer Mike can make a bunch of Crips and Bloods sell soda, we could start a goddamn business. It's a this. Oh, that's all I was just. Yo, for real though,
And this,
Killer
no,
Mike had a
I
bunch of Crips and Bloods selling soda. One was called Crip Cola, and the other was called Blood Pop. They made money off of it. I don't know what.
no. Why I was laughing is because in Atlanta right now, all the little kids that used to be selling water, there was like a whole the whole investigation because they found out some kids was scamming people out of their money.
That's
First of all, why you buying water
What?
on the middle of the road with credit cards? That just don't even make sense. You should be scammed.
You should be scammed.
I mean,
That's why I was laughing when you said that. Yeah, because I was just thinking about at this point, people can't trust nobody no more.
Well, speaking of people being scammed out their money, thank you for the transition, B. We're gonna be talking about
Mhm.
Michael Orr, aka the guy from the Blind Side, and his
mm,
parents basically scamming him out of fucking royalties of money. So, um, turns I guess he thought he was adopted. Turns out he wasn't adopted. I think it's something called conservation or some shit like that.
it
So
was a conservatorship.
yeah, conservative. Yeah, the conservative shit. So basically, they're getting money for the royalties of the blind side, and he ain't getting shit. And if you're wondering how he just figuring this out, he didn't figure this out till after he retired, and he had his lawyer go through everything, and he found out that he was getting fucked. So
Oh my
I
god.
asked the panel, how do y'all
That was
feel
the
about?
part.
Go ahead, B.
No, that was the part that no one was ever speaking on the fact that everybody was like, "How does he not know?" I'm like, I don't. It don't even make sense. But I guess when you're in football making millions of dollars, you don't notice when a little, $20 million check from Netflix don't hit your account. It don't even dawn
And
on you.
and you got to remember, all of this initially happened like when he was in his teens. So he don't know nothing about the legalities of all this shit he's going through yet.
No, I'm talking about the Blind
Yeah,
Side Netflix check. At that point, he was already a whole football player, like
Yeah,
yeah,
professional football
yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm
By the
saying,
time the
I guess
movie came
because he
out,
But
he
had
I'm
got
so much,
saying,
yeah. By the time the movie came out, he got drafted. So
yeah. So he didn't notice the little, the little Netflix checks. He didn't notice that. But now that he's retired and the money ain't money and like it's supposed to no more. Now he's
said the
starting
money
paying
ain't
attention
money.
to he's paying attention to his checks, and he realized, oh, he got played, and he
where the
been
money was
played for a
at,
long time.
where the money was at, where the money was at.
It wasn't at his house.
No, it wasn't.
Damn.
I wish there was a program to protect that are that end up homeless and that they know all of the legalities of what rules they have for their foster parents, how to protect their paperwork, their social security, and things of that nature, including what they're signing. No one of a certain age should be in any situation where they're signing documents without a lawyer um, that was given by the court to make sure that whatever they're signing, that child fully understands. I do feel like because of his situation, he was royally fucked over, and this is a horrible story. Now I can't even look at Blindside the same way. And I was going to show my son because he made the football team, but now I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to watch that shit.
Just
You know
show him
what's
remember. Just show him Remember the Titans. That's the movie you need to go to anyway.
that's a good one.
Left
You
side,
know,
strong side. Left side, strong side.
but you know what's kind of funny though, because when you really look at Blindside, like you really look at the movie, remember that whole situation where he was getting ready to sign up for college, and there was a full investigation done by Government Institute and everything in regards to him, and they felt like was the Tuohys like using him, or were they forcing him to sign with the school, a certain school because they were alma
Yeah,
mater to the
yeah,
school,
yeah.
and I was like. It's like it's funny that they added that little piece in there. I'm
Mm.
like,
It was like that lady was trying to like forewarn him about something.
yeah, but why would you need to like add that part? Why did you need to add that part into the movie? Because it was like it's given like, well, he kind of knew, so these are parts of the things like it was like he wasn't blinded. He was blinded, literally.
Yeah, he was blinded for real. I tell you that.
Um, it's like,
Uh,
dog.
Not like
They
man's
play
really
all
woke
of
up
us.
one day and found out his life is a lie. Like, damn.
What if
No,
that fucked him over material is the one that named the movie? Let's call it Blind
exactly. I'm
Spot.
saying they played all of us because that's why they called it the blind side because they blinded all of us from him to us, and they never lied to they on themselves. They put it on movie, and we just didn't notice it.
Those slick bastards.
Exactly. He was never not once did they say they adopted him in the movie. He just was all of a sudden he was living in their house. They
Mm.
said, "Do you want to stay here?"
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the way he was portrayed. Like it sounded a little slavish at first.
Nah, it was very slavish
It
at
was.
first. The
Like
nigga, it
I'm
was
pretty sure
trauma
the boy
porn.
can talk in complete sentences. Just
Bruh,
one.
nah,
Just one.
Ray. Bruh. The nigga, bruh, he was like, I never had this before. What, room? A bed. I'm
A
like, oh
bed.
my God. Why?
uh, do y'all think Sandra Bullock should give back the fucking
No.
Oscar she won out of that?
I
For
don't
what?
understand the animosity
They ain't
toward her.
called for. They ain't called for. She have to do with that.
She has nothing to do with this.
I was
No.
about to say
Who got animosity against
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock? For
She
because
It,
literally has
because
nothing
of
it's
to do
what
just
with it.
happened, they felt like she
people on
should.
social media just talking about, oh, she should give up that Oscar because the all that everything in that movie was based around a lie and this that and the third. Like they coming at her basically like she's the one who like she set the dude up for everything that happened or whatever the fuck. And it's like, come on, she was just acting in the movie about the dude. Like she really had no part in any of the shit that happened to the man. Stop that shit.
She acted her ass
well,
off
I
anyway.
hope
She did.
exactly. I hope they like legally allow us to watch the trial unravel because I need to know. I need to understand how this man at 18 years old signed a conservatorship was still collecting all his checks. Like who was in charge of his money? How was he getting the money out the bank? Like I need to like it's stuff questions that need to be answered. And I need the trial to be just as public as the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was. I need to be that type of public.
And as far as Sandra Bullock goes, she put in her time that she cannot get back. So they need to leave her the fuck alone. She put in her time, her effort, and everything else. She won that from her acting skills. So yeah, just let it be. We need to focus on who is the victim here, which obviously is.
Is this movie black owned?
Oh god.
Is this movie black owned?
I cannot.
Well, find
Oh
later
god.
as we found out now, I guess it's not black owned because
I
it's
can't
definitely the
believe
Tui
this.
owned.
I
The
can't
child
believe
isn't
it.
even black
Dude,
owned.
because the black person in the Senate isn't
He's not even black
getting the
owned.
money he's supposed to be getting. So clearly,
I
He
just
was
said,
a supporting act.
oh, man. Damn it.
The
I knew
family
that.
was the main character. He was just supporting act.
I never had this before. Oh, big
Oh
head.
man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The
Wrong.
fuck out of here with that
Yo.
bullshit, man. I hate
Never
that
go.
little trauma porn shit.
Forgot about
That little
that.
Never go
poverty
full
porn shit they
retard.
be doing. And
Never
then
go full.
I hate the one thing I hate is the little stupid slave accent they be having every single motherfucking time they fucking
So
in
them.
trouble. You know, I never really had much. I really like, bruh. Come on, bro.
I
Stop.
think the worst part is I think I saw that in film school.
Y'all cracking me up, man. Father is going in.
Michael. Michael.
Michael.
No.
Michael. Michael. Michael.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I remember. Michael.
That little
That
white woman
that one
voice.
white woman was going to shoot a whole block up with a fucking Saturday Night Special. I was like, bitch, if you don't get that 30 ass shit, motherfucker.
Like, remember when she walked into the motherfucking trap house like she was fucking Kilimanjaro? Like, you
Yeah.
don't get your
Oh my God.
He's like, bitch, you
Just
Y'all
missed out.
walk
are
up like nothing gonna happen to him.
y'all are that's man. I cannot take y'all serious. Y'all
Bruh.
are going in on this movie now.
Oh, you should hear us talk about other movies that we done gone in on. That I fucking.
Man, listen.
That's it.
How many people y'all think went and rewatched the movie after this case was like televised?
I want to rewatch it again because I don't think it was a bad movie. It just has stupid shit in it.
I
It
agree
it
with.
definitely had a lot. Like it was so. Now looking back at it, the movie did not lie. We knew them people was messed up in the movie. They just seemed like shisty.
Pooh Shiesty. Gonna bring it back in blood. No, on the real stuff, I hope my man gets his money because he needs to get his money. The damn movie is about him and shit. Now, I'm pretty, and I hope he done saved his money because I know offensive linemen, which he was, they get a lot of money protecting the blind side of the quarterback, and I believe he's a Super Bowl champion as well. So I know he got so much.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Oh, so he was real good. He
oh
he
yeah,
was
he was.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but at the same time, though, I also will say I also hate that fucking narrative in movies where it's like, man, this man had nothing, but he worked really hard and through the really good help of white folks, now he's something. Oh
White
God, bro.
savior, yeah.
It's so white saviory, and it's just like that whole notion that, oh man, if you're poor, you're just not working hard enough. Like that shit boils my fucking blood, bro.
It's right up there with black people dying, like the first one to die in a movie. It's
It's
right up
so
there with it.
fucking stupid.
Damn,
I
they even
hate
gave
that
him
shit.
a white teacher to help him.
Like, bruh, that nigga was in Snowland, literally.
They made
Wow.
sure no black person was gonna get a single bit of credit.
And let's put it. Let's put in the movie. Let's put in the movie a black man and a white kid singing some songs in the car.
Right.
That'll really end racism.
The, it was only one black lady that was trying to give him give him an alley oop and he missed it. Damn, the one black prosecutor tried to save him and he missed it. And the white people tore him up at the end. Wow.
It really do be like that.
Damn.
Does he have?
Unfortunate.
Does he have what?
Oh, sorry. Does he have any kids?
I haven't
Mm.
looked that far into it. I'm pretty sure he does have kids, but I haven't really looked that far into it. So,
To be
but
honest, still to this day, I don't even know what he looked like other than the person else on that movie.
oh, hold
Bruh.
on, I got a picture of him right now.
He played for the
I,
Ravens, right?
Yeah, he got drafted to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all know he don't look exactly like the dude that played him.
No,
Like
the dude that played him, I thought he looked like Biggie Smalls and shit. So I thought,
Like when you call me Big Pop. Oh, oh.
no, y'all are
uh,
Son,
wild today.
man, wrong.
oh, and that's
That was good.
that's another movie I could probably other than Death Note. I fucking hated that movie. But what was it? But this is Michael Orr right here. This is him.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't this the
Unfortunately,
Toolies?
that's the
The
Michael.
family?
It's only that's the mother right there.
Oh, they need to make a Blind Side too. Yo, please.
Everybody's saying that blinded.
Nigga, we need a sequel after
Blinded.
this.
Really? A sequel?
No. Listen, because
Me
he's
too.
not getting any money from the first movie. So the second movie, the sequel, is gonna be all about him and the truth. His own narrative
About this very situation he's going
about
through
this
right
very
now.
motherfucking situation. His own words, his
Exactly.
perspective, his everything. All proceeds go to him.
Yeah,
After the
the
And
movie
conservatory
will
he
probably
stuff.
cast
be
Sandra
fine
Bullock.
too. Nah, everybody got to reprise their roles. Everyone who was in the first movie got to reprise their role.
Yup. You lied
Who was
to
the
me.
father? Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw. It was Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He like,
everybody got to reprise their roles. Even the little white boy that was with him. Like I know he a grown ass man now, but still.
yeah, he about to be a grown ass side character.
Hey.
Play your role.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Did y'all see Biggie Small's daughter? She just celebrated her birthday.
Rihanna, she filed it. Yeah,
Let me see.
they was calling her.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Do not repeat what they was.
they was drag. They kind of dragged Biggie Small's daughter and shit. So
Was that what she was wearing?
Yes.
No, her head and her body, like this, it was not proportioned. They was just like she just looked slow to them.
Oh no. You laugh mad hard at that. She muted. I heard you.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I done pulled the picture up. So hold on.
Oh god.
Yeah, let me see this picture. It can't be that bad. Is it that bad?
It's not. It's not bad, but it's just like she got more head than she got body. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Like right here, it's like a grown midget. It's just
that.
All right.
Huh?
Oh no. Yeah, she does look easily clownable.
No, guys.
She don't even. Nah, I ain't even gonna
Short.
say that.
Oh yeah, she is short. Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah.
I
Ray,
ain't gonna
not a
That's
say
not
grown
what
nice.
midget.
just crossed my mind. Oh shit.
That is not nice.
No, to be fair, the one
Crystal,
where,
what'd you say?
She looks like a black Korean now.
the one where she's in the black t-shirt. I mean, sorry, the white t-shirt with the hair down. You see over her shoulder.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay, that's the one that made me laugh because I have a thing with Muppets. So if anybody has any,
No.
Wait, what? Wait.
See why she muted?
Hey,
See why
father,
she muted?
am I a Muppet? He knew it was coming.
Nah. Hey, better that than what I was gonna say. So it is what it is.
I'm fucking crying. I have fucking tears in my eyes.
Oh shit.
She definitely takes after her father.
You could have used any other word.
Again, what she said was better than what I was about to say. I'm gonna leave it the fuck alone.
Hey yo, shout out to K Michelle.
Wait, what's she got to do with this?
Because
Wait a minute.
she's the one that said the Muppet.
Yeah, because she's the one that said the Muppet thing.
Shout out to
Crystal
Tamar
said
Braxton.
Muppet. I'm sorry. When Crystal, that was it. That was the killer.
Oh man.
Nah, because K Michelle called Tamar Braxton a Muppet. Tamar Braxton was in the view like she called me a Muppet.
And Lottie Love wanted to laugh so bad.
Nigga, she was about to bust out.
Like she was trying to hold it in.
Bro, and then she looked at another co-host and nah, this is the one that ended me. She was like, "Do I look like a Muppet?" I'm like, bro, I'm just so glad because I was reading the fucking comments and everybody was like, I would have had to leave the room because I would have been screaming.
Oh my god,
that's some funny shit, bro.
Niggas are petty. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just saying, if my wife ever came up to me
Very.
talking about someone called her a Muppet, I'd have to leave the room too because that's some.
Stop.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
Stop.
I don't want to bust out laughing in your face, so I'm gonna bust out laughing in private.
Yeah. You're better than me. You're better than me. Because it's just immediate. Just really.
Oh, I had plenty of I'm going to hell moments though. But yeah, This was it right here. I don't know if people can see, y'all can see it. This is it right here.
And I look like a Muppet. And people say it so much. Start saying words. Saying I look like a Muppet.
So, oh god,
Look at Laura.
yo,
Stop.
I was on that panel. If I was on that panel,
Bruh.
and I saw Lonnie's face, I was busting out laughing.
Nah, if me,
all you gotta see is someone else fighting it, and it'll activate me.
Yeah,
yo.
it's
as
one of
soon
those.
as we make
Don't
eye
look over
contact,
here.
I'm gone.
Yep.
Don't look over here.
I'm
Yo,
gonna be the only one in that fucking studio, fucking laughing my fucking ass off. Security,
You'll be
escorting
good
me
too,
out.
son. You'll be
And she
good
did.
until you lock eyes with somebody. That's it.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
Poor team.
You tried, right?
Oh my god.
Oh shit, I can't find it. But there was another one. It was like Raven Simone when she was talking about she ain't selling no albums and Whoopi Goldberg laughed at her. I can't find it, but that one is funny as hell
They
too.
probably scrubbed that
You
shit.
Whoopi
said
just straight out, she just bust out laughing.
Whoopi Goldberg is too old to give a fuck. Let's start with that.
Yo, but it was just like, oh
Never
man,
too old to play Guinan.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Oh nah, because she plays my favorite character on Star Trek. I said she's never too old to play Guinan.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't know nothing about Star Trek, so I want to know if she was involved in that franchise.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Any last words before we get into our final thoughts? Nope, there we go. I think Shining Wolf left, so which he ain't saying that the whole second half. So is he still here? Clarence, are you still here? All right, that takes him up. All right, Dion, I'm on you.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little philosophical with this one. I think if it's one thing I've kind of learned through my adult life, autonomy, while it is humanity's greatest gift, it's also our greatest curse. We have the ability and the freedom to pretty much do and become whatever, but with that comes a certain level of responsibility, and a lot of people misuse that. So just be wary of how you use that free will and that autonomy. And that's all I got.
All right. Material Life is on you.
Did you say me?
Yeah.
Today was a funny day. That's all I have.
Okay. All right. D Wolf is on you.
All right. Looks like we have a theme here. All right, I got two. All right, so hold on a second.
Huh?
That sounds very Nintendo like. I don't know what the hell that was.
All right. So I manage a business. and you start. I started to notice a certain pattern with certain people, certain employees. So it had me thinking. I'm like, okay, I've been in a similar situation as to some of them were in. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like, yo, people need to learn how to humble themselves because if you fall, the way I see it, if because it's happened, so if you fall from grace, if you fall from a place where you are high, you're on top, you're making the most you were able to do anything you wanted to, or the most you've done in your life, and you fall from there, and you have to start over, or at least start from the bottom to get back on top. I see that as an opportunity. I'm like, okay, I know how to get back on top. I've done it before. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this with respect. And I'm going to go in this if I have to do with people who, through my eyes, are on a lower level than me, but I am of their level right now because of the situation. So what I'm going to do is use this as an opportunity to teach those who are at that level. So if I'm working at a job at a certain you know, what do you call it? Whatever field it is, and you're good at it, and you're seeing these guys, they're rookies to you and shit like that. Yo, you're gonna show them how it's done. You're gonna want to make sure they, but at the same time, lead by example, because now remember, you were once on top, so you now have a boss. You got to start over. You have a boss now. You got to show that respect, the respect you would want from your employees. But I noticed that tends to go away sometimes and be like, well, I run. They don't want to listen to the ones in charge because they knew they were running shit their way, and that ain't gonna be part of teaching people because you want to lead by example. So show this is how you're supposed to respond to your boss or converse with them, bring up a concern or whatever it is. That's how it's supposed to be done. So basically, I'm saying people need to learn how to humble themselves. They ain't going nowhere. All right. There's gonna be a reason why you fell from grace, and stay down there. There's always a better way to do things, basically. And the second one is just a meme I came across. I found it funny. It's Epstein's client list is still running the shit show. And that's my final thoughts.
Damn.
Crystal, was on you.
All right. So, how many of you guys have watched They Clone Tyrone?
I have.
Okay. If you guys haven't watched it yet, please do. You're missing out on a good ass movie.
You have to.
And it's kind of like The Matrix. You're gonna have to watch it a couple of times to catch things that you wouldn't have the first time.
What's it called again?
They Clone Tyrone.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. I remember hearing about that.
Okay. It's really good. And the second one, this is an old movie, but I know that they came out with part two, not part two, but a second one this year. But Murder Mystery is another one that had me busting up laughing. So if you're ever feeling
Adam Sandler,
thank you,
and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. If you're ever feeling bored or down and out, this movie will cheer you the fuck up. So yeah, that's just my recommendations. That's it.
I've seen it. It's good.
Years ago, my bad. Father.
So, I don't know. I don't really have any final thoughts. I kind of said what I needed to say. Just drink your water, brush your teeth, make sure you put on deodorant, make sure you wash your face. Drink some tea in the morning, do your workouts, and don't talk to fuck niggas and pussy ass bitches.
All right. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
La la la.
Oh man. First off, I think it's officially been 5 years since this podcast started. So
Huh?
happy 5 years to this podcast. So yes, this
Congrats.
podcast was going off.
Nice.
Yeah, y'all caught on
Happy
the layers, but
birthday.
yeah,
Oh, thank you.
me and father, we started this thing on. It's funny because I look back at the original pictures. It's like me, and brother named AJ with the funny face. And,
It still gave us one of the greatest moments of this podcast.
oh man, he gave us one Fucci boys, and he just
God.
still hasn't that. Oh man. So like I appreciate first off, I appreciate everybody that's jumped on. I've said this many times and I do mean it. I appreciate everyone that's jumped on this podcast and gave gave their opinion, gave gave us funny moments, gave us moments to think, gave us everything that they can offer, whether y'all stayed on here or not. I appreciate everyone that's been on it because y'all truly make this podcast special. This is probably the most consistent thing I have done is like do this podcast like damn near every week to where I
I
think
admire
we're
that, by
up
the
to
way.
like huh.
So I admire that, by the way.
Appreciate it. I think we're up to and I haven't counted, but I'm pretty sure we're at least 300 episodes in. I'm not going to count, but you got a lot of episodes in there.
Nigga, what year we start? Like 16?
Uh,
Well, you said we approaching 5, so
5 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's been 5 years. So yeah, I stopped, and it's funny because I stopped
so
counting after like
2018.
20.
Your math is right. 2018.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can say that. About 2018. So also, and this is more or less on the video game side. Every year, I'm pretty sure niggas. I seen niggas complain about 2K, but yet you still give them your money. And the way they, you know, reward you niggas for giving them money is you giving them more money. And if y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, let me bring this up because this is how they're going to fuck you over, and they're not even hiding it. That's the worst part about it. They're doing this in front of you, and most of y'all niggas is going to do it anyway. So I want you to look at this. This is like the level of rewards, and they're putting season pass that you got to pay for in a video game that already costs $dollars, and that's just the base products, right? So you got your free ones, then you got your Pro Pass, which is $9.99 or
Yeah.
$10, and then you got your Hall of Fame Pass, which is $19.99. So you're paying $20. So if you're basically having a base price, which games are now 60, $70, you basically, if you buy this, you're basically bringing them $90. Now they have a 25th anniversary edition, which is $150 fucking dollars for a game that's coming out for a whole fucking year that you're gonna play for a fucking year. So imagine paying $150 and then adding $20 more to you're basically putting $170, and that's the minimum because they don't give you enough VC to fully max out your player, and that's another $60. So out the gate, you're at least spending at least over $200 on a video game that that a lot of people are not going to play after 2025. Yeah, the more you keep rewarding them doing stupid shit, the more they keep giving you back more stupid shit to give them money. It seems like this and Madden, and I don't know about the other sports games, but especially 2K and Madden, niggas is just really out here giving people money like that. And instead of protesting and boycotting and saying, I'm not paying for this shit, they do, to get people without, microtransactions, and all this is like microtransactions and cosmetic shit. So most of the stuff you get is cosmetic. So they don't even affect nothing. Now it's like, yo, so and people are going to pay at least $200 just to fucking play a game that you could at least, after a couple months get for free on PlayStation Plus, or just play the beta. We really need to put our foot down to these companies and say, yo, we are not buying these microtransactions because you just get real ridiculous. Street Fighter 6, and I love that game, is going through the same thing where their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Avatar DLC costumes are $15 a turtle. So that's
Fuck out of here.
yes, it's $15 a turtle, and that's basically $60 for the whole thing. For cosmetic fucking
See,
outfits.
personally, when and if I get that game, I'm not. Even if I spend the money on anything cosmetic, I'm not buying nothing that ain't related to no Street Fighter character. That's just me.
I don't even buy I don't even buy cosmetic shit because it's just like, what is the fucking point? You could have gave us that for free. Why am I paying for fucking Chun Li in a schoolgirl outfit? But niggas do it anyway. Um, but as people, I feel like are you going to get sick of people fucking you over and taking your money? Because that's what they're doing. They're fucking you over and taking your money, and this is unacceptable. So, and that's all I got to say about that. So, I would I would like to thank all y'all for jumping on the podcast once again. I would like to thank all of y'all out there for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Ray, what
Deuces,
game you
deuces.
Cheers.
playing?
Huh?
What game was that you playing?
Borderlands.
Mm, all right. Was that on computer?
Yeah, this is going through my lap. This is basically going through my laptop, and through the laptop is like some type of mirror box and all that other stuff while I was streaming it while we was playing and all that other
Okay.
stuff. This was going through the whole thing. I was trying something new. So
All right. Adios.
adios. And by the and also by the way, before I get off, let me know if y'all like seeing some me play video games while we're talking about topics going on in the world because I'm over here, like I said, I'm trying new stuff. So I wanted to try this before, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. And I felt like the perfect thing to play was Borderlands. At least, like, have some type of entertainment while we talk about the stuff. So let me know what y'all feel about this. Hope this goes through right. Till then, my name is Oski. I'm flying. I'm out. Peace.